Well, first of all, we are live right now. Welcome to Untitled. I'm your host / moderator, R. Jones. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight with us. And I got some people with me. Panel discussion. We're just getting started. We got my man Dom from formerly of BX, now residing in NC. And I hope I get this name correct. This brother here, Shamik. Is that correct?
That's close enough, but I have a question.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about the Yankees and Mets. You got a Braves hat on?
Yeah, you starting already.
Dom. If you set me up, I'm going to block your number.
No, don't block his number, brother. It's all good. It's all good, man. I have an extensive collection of hats that I like to wear. I change them up. So don't let that throw you off, brother. Don't let that throw you off.
Well, feel free to change your hat mid.
I ain't doing all that. You just got to feel comfortable as it. I ain't doing all that, bro.
I'm a get.
How you gonna tell me?
You're right. I'm gonna let it slide.
I don't like this guy, R.
I like this guy already. I'm telling you. You're all right with me.
Later.
You know what I'm saying? You're all right with me. And of course, I have to bring in my good friend from Hollis, Queens, David. David, thanks for joining us tonight. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, brothers. How you doing?
All right. You already know the deal. So this gentleman here is Shamik. Let me introduce you, Dave. Shamik, excuse me. I'm sorry, Shamik.
All right, peace, brother.
Hey, peace.
Yeah, this guy got on me about my hat. We're gonna talk about the Mets and the Yankees, and you got an Atlanta Braves hat on. I was like, whoa. I said, okay, yeah.
I don't know who he is, Dave. I do not claim.
You know who he is, bro.
I will say this.
Yeah.
Now we got 2 Met fans and 2 Yankee fans.
Oh.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
He's a Met fan.
He's a Met fan? Oh, no wonder you took offense.
I'm not a Met fan. I'm a diehard Met fan.
Whoa. Okay, so we got some opinions coming up tonight. Matter of fact, we're gonna start with this. The season just started. We both have our New York Mets and New York Yankees because we're basically a New York-based show, even though there's people on the panel that live elsewhere, but they're still fans of either organization at this time and whatnot. Let's start off with the Mets, man. 2022, where have you gone? Huh? 2022, where have you gone? Now, this year, it started off kind of a little rough. I think they were 0-5, but they've won 4 in a row. I think they swept the Pittsburgh Pirates, if I'm not mistaken, these past couple of games.
That's correct, yeah.
And they're getting, you know what, not for nothing, even though I'm not a Met fan like that, but I kind of like this team. I like this team, especially if they get contributions from pieces that General Manager Stearns has brought in. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If they can continue to be productive and whatnot, listen, they might be a surprise team, and not just the NL East, but just in the National League in general. So I know you guys are both Met fans, so I'm waiting for you, chomping at the bit. Let's see. I'm gonna let my brother go. I'm talking about you, Sha. I'll let you give your thoughts. Go ahead, brother, man.
So, what the Dodgers did isn't fair, but luckily they're not starting off blazing like I thought they would be.
Right.
My expectation for this team wasn't very high, understanding that pitching is a huge need. Mm-hmm. When Mauricio got hurt, I wanted to see what he could be. I understand it takes time to develop in the majors. So my expectation wasn't that great, but Lindor is starting off. I think last I checked, he was batting I know he's under 200. He's batting 129. Mm-hmm. Catch fire. But because of my expectations, I'm actually pleasantly surprised at where we are. But I know pitching is going to be inevitably our problem. And history's shown that we always get injuries. So I just hope one of our major contributors can stay healthy.
Okay. Mm-hmm. I know that guy. What's that guy? What's that starter? Kodai Senga?
Yeah, Senga.
Having him come back would be a huge lift to this, not just the team, but the rotation as well. You know what I'm saying? And they're getting production out of their relief corps so far.
Yeah. Well, you know what hurts the most though is Seth Lugo is looking like he's gonna win the Cy Young. It's killing me, man. Right. we got rid of 2 older dudes that got hurt. We lost DeGrom, which hurt. if you know how impactful he was, but he hasn't been productive in Texas. Then you get rid of Lugo, and it's like, okay, well, I'm not going to miss him. And now he's looking like Dwight Gooden.
Right.
It's ridiculous, man.
Is it like no one Ryan reborn again, so to speak? You know what I'm saying?
Say that, or don't say that.
Yeah, listen, I got to. Listen, I actually was a Met fan because, as David knows, we grew up like a car ride, like what, 15 minutes away, roughly.
We walked to each other's houses. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I mean? So it's like it was very close to where we was living in Queens and whatnot. And I grew up a Met fan. And again, this team, like the Knicks, who I used to root for as well. That's another.
Hold that, bro.
Invite me to, man. You invite me to with a bunch of band faggot.
This might be your last night with us, Greg. Don't worry.
I thought these were loyal fans. You got me a bunch of guys that jumped off the ship.
Wait a minute. So how many times am I supposed to go down with the ship? Over 40 years of fandom.
Loyalty over everything. And that means you saw us win a World Series and go to a World Series and then still decided to leave. That's ridiculous.
Come on, man. You know how much pain I've been through, and you know, because you're a fan yourself, you know how much pain I've gone through. I left. I had enough. You know what I'm saying? My heart, I don't have a great heart like that, so I can't. Come on now. You gotta cut me some slack.
I know they left you distraught because at your age, you should know that the Braves are a nemesis. So you must really be in your feelings to come on there and put that on. That pretty much sums it up for me. That pretty much sums it up.
Yes, that's the bad thing. I know. It's horrible.
Shaw, that A is for asshole. That's what
not Apple.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
We do curse every now and then, Greg.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just the guest. I got to be careful. But I'm liking this already.
Oh, man. Yeah, you liking the fact because you called me an asshole. I was like, really? Oh.
How old were you in 86?
Oh, man, I was 22.
22, yeah.
Come on, you in your heyday, man. We had everything going. You gotta stay with the team, and then you compound it by going to the Yankees. Like, oh, come on,
hey, man.
Let me tell you. Ask him about his basketball team.
Oh no, don't do it. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet. We'll leave that for the unhinged point. Don't just hold your breath, Greg.
If he's a Celtic fan, I'm getting off of
it. No. Even worse.
Yeah.
I'll give you a hint. It's in the same division
as the Knicks.
Yeah,
and they're across the bridge.
He crossed the bridge.
I'm gonna let y'all go. I'm just going with the flow.
Listen, this is not
blood pressure medicine yet. So I'm just go ahead.
This is not the loyalty show. You can't come on here and no, this is not the loyalty show, bro. You know what I'm saying? And let me just say this. One thing about me, I am very objective. I really am. Listen, my team sucks.
Yeah.
And that's fine. And I'll be the first one to say it. I'll own it. Whatever. So
let me just
elaborate.
On R. Yeah, in fairness, R is very loyal to whichever team he's rooting for this year.
Right. Yeah.
and let me I'm glad you touched on that, by the way. Let me just get to football for a second. I'm no longer a fan of the Buffalo Bills. That's it. I'm sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gone. Why? Why would I?
First OJ and now you.
Yeah, I'm done.
Why would I?
A white Bronco.
Why would I?
Left in a white.
They traded my dude, really? And I was like, oh, come on, man. Come on.
I give up with him, Dave. But anyway, back to the Mets, Dave.
Yeah, back to the Mets. Well, let me see. I echo what Shaw said. I didn't have a lot of expectations.
Okay.
The season, just for the fact that I know that front office wanted to look at a lot of the young players, see what they have.
Mm-hmm.
The way they started off, it was very frustrating to watch. I started to get really angry with them because I was like, but the way that they've rebounded and the fight that they've shown with them, this team has heart. Mm-hmm. And for Met fans, you give us a team with heart, and we'll follow you. We'll follow you. Now the danger is if these other teams like Philly and Atlanta and even the Marlins, if the Marlins are terrible this year, but
yeah,
if they let the Mets stick around, and then it comes around the time of trade deadline, and the Mets are looking at as buyers, they're not sellers. They could be very dangerous.
Right, they could be a problem.
So the way the resiliency, and even that series in Atlanta, the going down there where Atlanta is usually a house of horrors for that, and to go down there and to really just punch them in the face. And listen, you're going to have to compete. You're going to have to bring your best against us. I mean, it's early, and anything can happen. But I think that the message will get around that this is a team that won't give up. Games that last year it was done for. They didn't really have that fight. Down after 7 innings. Now 7th and 8th inning. I think they're one of the highest scoring teams, and the pitching has quietly. Their ERA has been up near the top of the league.
Right.
So, and I don't think we even have, like Lindor hasn't, he's off to a very slow start. Let some of these guys kick in, and some of these no names that they have been doing a job for them. So, it'd be exciting baseball.
You know what? Let me just touch on this. You had said, David, about the fans and whatnot. You know what I'm saying, and their support and whatnot. So far to this point in the season, the attendance has been down. It's been quite down.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I honestly, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. And this is from the sting of a couple years ago. You understand? And expectations of 2023 last season. So I get it. You know what I'm saying. So they're kind of just like,
but also are
but not supporting at the same time.
New York, it's April. The weather is very fickle.
I was going to say that as well. True.
And it seems like when we're at home, it likes to rain. So that coupled with the fact that I think fans are in you got to show me something.
Yeah.
Well,
and school is still in.
And school is absolutely still in. I mean, we're out next week, but the Yankees are home. So I think once the weather picks up, this team, if they're still playing this type of ball or anywhere near that kind of fight, I think the fans will be there. The fans want to be there. But I think that given the fact that this offseason, not much was done, and the front office kind of put out the sentiment that we're really not going to make that big splash, then the fans are kind of like in reserve. Well, let's see what we got. Go out there because I mean, Citi Field is a lot better than Shea in terms of I've been to April's and October's in Shea, and it is freezing. So at least it's more enclosed. As Shea was that horseshoe shape, so you got the in there. So it'll be a little bit of time, but I'm not worried about the numbers right now. Now, let's say we're in June, and the numbers are still looking the way they are. Then maybe. I'd have some concern, but right now, I'm going into May. I'm not really concerned about the numbers.
Okay, I mean, I feel you, but like I said, my thing is like this GM that they have, from I think from Milwaukee and whatnot, and he's not really worried about those big ticket items like that, and he's done a great job so far. Yeah. So far, with like you said, with the no names and whatnot, and they've been productive so far through the season, even though it just started, but they've been productive, and hopefully they can maintain that. Throughout the year. And what I also like is the fact that here's a factor. New York is not an easy place to play.
Absolutely.
Okay. If you got guys that just come out of nowhere and they can produce and not let the pressures of New York City get to them and affect their play, that says a lot. That says a lot about them. They want to be here. They want to make a difference. They want to be successful. They want to produce. I think that's huge.
Yeah, I think so too. And lastly, you got guys that are showcasing themselves. Some of them are that, what we used to call that 4A. They're a little bit better than AAA, but they're on the cusp of the majors, and they maybe they can catch lightning in the bottle with some of these guys.
Sure.
Because one thing that those guys are going to do is they're not going to rest on their laurels because they don't have any. So they have to. They have to fight. They have to produce and show the manager and show management and the fans that they belong here.
Okay.
It's weird, guys, because the bad start they got off to, they're still only 2.5 games behind Atlanta.
Right. Yeah.
When you look at their numbers, they're mid-level in everything between pitching and hitting. But again, their pitching is always going to be just for an example, guys.
Yeah.
They're 6th in ERA as a team. You got back. You didn't bring him back. He came back off an injury. You close it, Diaz. That's a thumbs up.
That's a huge thumbs up.
You gained what you didn't have last year.
Right.
You got Severino. He's 2-1. Y'all know how I feel about Severino. I waited for him to come along forever with the Yankees. It never happened.
Right.
I wish him the best with the Mets. I am not that. Y'all know I ain't that Yankee fan that hates the Mets.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
Like sometimes I got to talk Met fans off the bridge more than I do Yankee fans. But that being said, guys, I always say the same thing every year with the Mets. Dave said it. If the Mets stay within striking distance, then you got trouble. You got trouble because the Mets will mirror the Knicks if they keep up what they're doing. Stay around, hang around. Not to mention they both wear orange and blue.
Yep.
They're going to hang around until you put them to bed. And you might not put them to bed, guys, because I don't have faith in the Dodgers. The Dodgers could go out and spend $600 million. They've done it before. Last year, guys, and I'm not going to get it. Last year was the prime example of the money and the wins got nobody nowhere. Everybody with 100 wins damn near got knocked out in the first round.
Yeah.
Period.
It's true.
And the Rangers went on the road, never lost a game, and just won the World Series.
Right. Yep. Go figure.
If you called that in the beginning of the year, God bless you. Give me the lottery numbers, and we'll all party this summer. That's all I can say. You think about it. Guys, we talk about this all the time. Baseball is not basketball. Baseball is not football. Baseball, there's always going to be a few dark horses. You can't go into a baseball season like we do with the NBA. In the NBA, we could probably pick 14 of the 16 teams that are going to make the playoffs before the season starts.
Yeah.
We can't do that in baseball. You might say the Dodgers, the Braves, because you're going to go with who spends the money.
Right.
But that ain't no given, fellas, let alone saying R and Dave's going to the playoffs. That shit ain't happening no more, guys. Not in baseball.
No. Yeah.
Not in baseball. Nope. No. But on that note, guys, I don't know. And again, I've known my buddy up here for quite some time. And again, guys, y'all are falling behind. I've known Craig as long as I've known y'all, and I finally met him last weekend.
Okay.
Y'all are falling behind. Y'all could have met me in the Boogie Down this weekend, but
I had to work, brother.
I'll let it go.
I had to work, brother. I had to work.
Bishop? Is that Bishop on the line?
Nah, that's Ronan, but he's gonna be listening.
That would have been 2 out of 5.
Yeah.
We're getting there, guys.
We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there.
Here's what I was thinking, Dave, especially. The Mets haven't played in Atlanta yet, have they?
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they
Yeah, they did.
That would have been a perfect opportunity. I know they're coming back.
Yeah.
Of course, brother.
We ought to put our heads together.
Yeah. Make it happen. Whatever. Exactly.
Don't give me an excuse to go to Atlanta.
Guys, I told you, Dave, you've been there, Dave. You guys that haven't been there, man, I'll tell you what. I'm a Yankee fan.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, Atlanta Stadium. Am I lying, Dave?
Beautiful.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
Man.
I got to tell you something that doesn't translate on TV. When they do the chop, and they cut the lights.
They cut the lights off.
Oh my gosh! It is. You'll see like the auxiliary lights are on, and they're going through the tomahawk chop.
Yeah.
And the whole stadium is doing it. I'm telling you, you get chills.
Get out of here.
What about walking through the outfield where the picnic area is at?
Oh,
you go into a little town, like you're out of baseball, and you're in a little city.
The whole setup, it's
beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, I went down there maybe about pre-COVID.
Okay.
It was off season, but I drove down there because I said I just wanted to see the stadium, and I was trying to get the guy to let me in to take a picture, but they didn't let me in. So I went back. I guess now it's been 2 years. and I caught the Braves and the Padres. It was a Friday night game, and I was sitting right down the right field line, like right off of the field level, and it is a vibe. And I have to tell you, I don't like the Braves. The fans was really nice.
Wow.
They were really nice. They knew I was a Met fan. You know, I ran into another Met fan down there.
Right.
The experience is really nice. But when when they cut the lights and they do that job, I'm telling you,
I got to see that.
I
got to experience that.
I think you know the guy from the Bleed Blue show, Steve Azul.
Yeah. Yes.
Me and him met down there. The Yankees, remember that year? I don't know if it was the year they opened, but the Yankees played their last preseason game in Atlanta. Me and him just hung out at the picnic area. I don't even know where our seats were, guys.
Yeah.
Our seats were somewhere in the outfield. But we saw the picnic area, Dave.
Right.
And we ended up never leaving. We basically stood up for like 7 minutes, just walking around, enjoying the sights. Then I went back and saw a real game. And so that's like, I already checked that off my top 5 stadiums.
Okay.
I don't know which 5 I'm doing this year. One of them's got to be Yankee or City Field. I know that for sure.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't been to the new Yankee Stadium.
I've been
there, Dave. And it ain't even new no more, Dave.
Yeah.
Somebody in the Bronx told me this weekend. First of all, they was like, "Oh man, the prodigal son comes home, but you've never been to Yankee Stadium." I'm like, "Damn, that's like saying hi, Dominic, and then throwing dirt in my face after that." Right? But you know what I realized, Dave?
What's that?
It's been open 15 years.
It
ain't new no more.
No.
And I ain't been there yet, guys. And I'm from the Bronx.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
I tell you.
But then again, I'm gonna let it go after this. Dave and others almost have me sold that I have to see City Field first.
You have to see.
Yeah. I've never been myself, but I've heard fantastic things about it.
I'm gonna scoop you up. We're gonna go.
All right, no doubt.
I gotta
Look
go.
forward.
I'm gonna make it back, and I'm gonna go.
It is such a fan-friendly experience.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing a lot of.
So I heard.
And
they're on my list. Them, Detroit, New York, Detroit, San Francisco.
I'm gonna tell you, San Francisco,
Boston, and I got the number 5 I didn't pick yet.
So have you been to Boston?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Try St. Louis.
Yeah.
St. Louis.
I haven't been there. I should cancel Boston and go to St. Louis.
I've been to Fenway about 6 times or so, but
I've been there a few times. Me and my younger son actually went one time.
Oh no, it's that's a different experience. I've been to Wrigley also, but
I mean, if any of y'all want to jump on this bandwagon with me, feel free. Get the stadium and we'll.
You
get there, I'll buy the ticket.
You know where I want to go is PNC Park, Pittsburgh.
That's another one I heard about. That's another one.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there, and I used to be stationed in PA, so I've been there, and I've been to the Philly.
Yeah, I've been.
I'll say this, guys. As much as I hate Philadelphia, and I hate their sports teams, they make their venues very accessible, considering where it's at.
They do.
It's very accessible to get in, to get out.
Okay.
It's not bad, guys.
Okay.
Down there, and last year, you know, Dom, I went to the Marlins ballpark.
Right. Yes,
I went to the Miami. Remember, I went to see the.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Mets the first weekend of the season. I saw the Mets.
Right.
Because my wife's uncle, it was his birthday. He's a Mets fan, so me, my son, and my grandson chipped in. We bought him tickets, got him to the game. That's another beautiful stadium because you know what? I told y'all before, not to keep this. They got rid of the fish tank, Dave, and that was enough to make me happy.
Yeah.
They ain't no more fish tank in the outfield.
It's on the outside.
That was bizarre, guys. Come on.
That was weird.
Gotcha.
But Miami is weird in that kind of way too.
Right.
Very festive.
Now that's a hard ballpark to get in and out of.
Yes.
It's a basketball stadium.
Yes.
That's a zoo down there.
Wait, which one is hard to get in and out?
The baseball and the basketball.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
You're like right in the heart of Miami. I mean,
you're going through like Little Havana or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I hear you. I was down there for what was it? What's the basketball arena?
It changed its name again. FTX, I think, or
I forgot. It's something crazy.
Name every year.
Exactly, it's ridiculous. I was out there and I didn't go inside to the game, but My hotel was like right across the street from it. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, I told y'all, we've been friends. I went there to see my grandson get awards. The AAU had their award ceremony at the stadium.
Right.
So they sit us up in the moon seat.
Yeah.
My grandson's mother, I hate to say baby mama, but my grandson's mother came because I went outside, guys. I went on the porch and I was watching the game from there because I can't sit up there. She comes and says, Dominic, there's this guy that wants to meet you. He heard you're a vet, blah, blah, blah. I told him using, I sat in the suite. I told y'all. I kept looking behind me, like when they gonna kick me out.
Yeah.
I watched the whole damn game from the suite, and the Knicks were playing, and I lost my voice.
Right.
Because I was screaming at the Heat fans, "Where y'all going?"
Yeah.
They all left. It was leaving the stadium, and the Knicks were only up by 5. I'm like, now I know what they're talking about. They're fake ass fans.
Exactly.
As we saw.
But that was a great experience, though, sitting there and all the food behind you. I'm like, can I eat that? Like, please go have at it. You need something, let us know. I'm like,
look at this guy. He cracks me up. Let me just say something from a brother Ronan. He's like, preach, Dom. I hate Gotham City. Their teams and the goofy ass Chicky and Pete. Goofy ass Chicky and Pete salty French fry cheesesteak eating dumbasses.
Greasy cheesesteaks.
Exactly.
I told you I taught ROC there. I taught ROTC there for a minute in Temple and Penn State.
Well, we're gonna talk about Philly in a little bit. I know.
Well, we're gonna get let's get to the Yankees since we were talking about the Mets and whatnot. Listen, both the Mets and I know the Yankees, they have him, and I know the Mets are gonna try because this guy's gonna go into free agency. Yeah. I'm talking about Juan Soto, 25 years old. You gotta love this kid. This right now, I don't care what anybody says. He is like Mr. Baseball. Yeah. Okay. He just drove in like recently his 500th career RBI already at the age of 25.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's insane. Which places him, I think, 7th. He's like the 7th quickest to get at that age to get that many RBIs. You understand? In Major League history. Yeah. Okay. He was wise to turn down that 14-year extension from. He's gonna get paid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He is, and again, we know that Ohtani is a two-way player as a pitcher and also an offensive player. But this guy, he's gonna get paid handsomely.
Yeah. He's a broken English. He's a broken English sentence away from a young Mike Trout.
Right. Yeah. For sure. You know what I'm saying? I think it's
and he loves the moment.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No moment seems too big where he ain't gonna smile.
Exactly.
He ain't gonna wave at the crowd, even on the road. This guy was built for this, man.
He is a difference maker on this team. He's a difference maker, period. But on this team,
on any team,
but especially with the Yankees and whatnot, the lore, oh man, come on, all the history of the New York Yankees and whatnot. This guy, I'm sorry.
He's something special, man.
I see somebody shaking their head. What are you shaking? What's the matter, brother? That bothered you?
No, I'm just waiting for the next topic.
Oh my goodness, man.
He's just mad because the Mets didn't get him.
Well, I was about to say something about that. The Yankees, they need to sign this guy quickly.
And on your face.
Yeah, because he can go across town. And I'm sure that'd bring a smile to Sir Shah.
Absolutely. But there's no way the Yankees let him go.
Yeah, I can't see it.
I don't see it either, tell you honestly. If they do.
And here's the thing, guys. We talk about going all the way back to Chandler. We had this again. Now, why do I always say this, guys? Yeah. We had this conversation.
Because you know what I said?
Had this conversation not long ago.
But you know what? Because the more things change, the more they remain the same.
Yeah, but is the lore gone? We had this guy. I'm a Yankee fan.
Right.
Is the lore gone? When you go back to, what is it now, guys? 2009. I just talked about the new stadium. So it took 15 years for that too.
Right.
When you have a franchise that, though it didn't start at exactly 1900, but from the 1900 to 2000, You won a World Series once every 4 years. In 100-year span, you won a World Series once every 4 years. You won a World Series in every decade since baseball was invented, and you had on pinstripe.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm a Yankee fan. I believe that lore is, I'll say, tarnished, because I can't blame Greg for not coming to the Yankees. Greg might have got a bigger deal. Greg don't want the spotlight. He don't want the shine. He don't want the pressure. He's going to get the same amount of money with less heat. I get that part. I do, guys, because we know back in the day it was never like that. You know, that history, that mystique of being a Yankee, going out there and touching a monument, you know, seeing probably the greatest players ever in baseball history. I believe, guys, that's gone, fellas. As a Yankee fan, can Soto change this? Can he say, you know what, like, I'm built for this? And he's showing he's built for it. So will somebody say, you know what, let's get back to that mystique. Let's make this what they used to be. Will they? I can't call it, guys. Not now. No.
The one fact, they
gotta win. They have to win. They can't.
Well, exactly.
It's a great team that doesn't win, or else, you know, that or mystique is not going to come back.
I gotta throw this out there. There's always that factor of Brian Cashman and also Hal Steinbrenner. I hold those two responsible. I really do. Hal does not have the genes his great father did. His father, King George, yes, he was a maniac at times. Okay, I get that. But that guy wanted to win. Bottom line. He made some stupid moves, stupid signings, but he did it in his passion to win. You understand? And I respected that. You know what I'm saying? It drove people crazy, but I respected that.
I hate to find out somewhere down the road this guy was adopted.
But you know what else? You know what else too, though. Nobody bats 1,000 when they sign. But the thing with Juan Soto is that he's going to probably ask himself, if I stay with the Yankees and I win some World Series, will I ever be better than Derek Jeter? As opposed to if I go to the Mets, will I be the king of Queens and Citi Field?
That's a good point.
And that's something that he's going to ask himself. And if I'm him, I want to do it for the Mets as opposed to being like, he'll be the greatest Met ever if he comes and performs and wins 2-3 World Series or is part of it. If he does it for the Yankees, they're still going to be talking about Babe Ruth, which is ridiculous. And that's going to be
part of the history, though. I think people that step into it, Craig, they know that there's a history that's much bigger than whoever's going to come along. Let's just keep it honest. You got Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Mickey Mantle, Joe DiMaggio. Then the list goes on. That's why guys on the Yankees wear number 99, 95. Every damn number's retired. So you know that when you come to the Yankees, but you could also be a part of that lore, of that history, of knowing my number might be in a circle out in Monument Park. You don't get that.
I think something
any
about
team.
Yeah, but something about being great. You want to be the dude they build the statue in front of the stadium for, and he'll be third, fourth, maybe fifth on that list. So there's things where you can make a statement and win less championships and be regarded as the greatest Met ever, and you know that really says something. Plus, you also got to ask yourself: is Aaron Judge a trip away from getting hurt and missing the whole season? That guy gets hurt every other day. He might be hurt right now. We all know it.
He might be.
That could go for anybody.
Yeah.
Like again,
well,
no knock against the Mets, but if you look at the Mets retired numbers, wherever they have them now at Citi Field, there ain't one person up there that's won more than one World Series.
Thanks
Think about that.
And Dal Strawberry.
Not with the Mets. They didn't win them with them. I'm saying with the Mets.
With the Mets.
No. Yeah, thanks to them in the crack era. We were supposed to win 87 too. That's what I'm saying. Thanks to them. You missed the damn parade.
Guys, trust me, I understand that part. But the point I'm getting at is when you look at the numbers in Monument Park, there's probably half, 75%, maybe, that them guys won multiple World Series. You know, like Yogi Berra. Probably, to me, guys, one of the top 3 greatest Yankees. You can put all them other names in a hat, shake them up, Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig.
Yeah.
Nobody got more championships than him.
No, that's right.
More
right.
MVPs.
And who?
Yogi.
And he fought in World War II.
But again, Shaw brings up you brought up a great point. You know what I'm saying, as far as the difference between the law of the Yankees and the Mets, and him being of Soto becoming like possibly the greatest Met ever. You understand what I'm saying?
I like that take. Somebody needs to go on that.
And put this in perspective.
But you got to win, Dave.
LeBron James.
You got to be a winner.
LeBron James won a championship for the Lakers, and nobody's ever going to put him in front of Kareem, Magic, and Kobe. He's fourth. Yeah. But in Cleveland, he's a god. Yeah. They're going to build a statue in front of that arena because he brought them one chip. And if he does that, he does that in Queens, he'll be able to eat in this city for free for the rest of his life. And that's sometimes.
Well, yeah, for sure. I agree with that.
Are the Mets ready for that? Are they
Absolutely.
ready for
Listen, we got the richest owner in baseball, and when we got him, I thought we were going to spend crazy. And to be honest,
do they have the talent to win and win right now?
They have the talent in the minor system, and these young guys that we have. If Beatty improves, Senga comes back, Mauricio, I always say his name wrong. If he develops, not only we have the young talent, we have the resources to attract more talent without a fear of paying him. In that same Steinbrenner mode, which he's already showed, he just found out it didn't work, which means he learned something. And we have a GM that won without spending any money in Milwaukee, even though he didn't get a World Series. So when you put those together, that's very attractive to a guy like Soto, because if nothing else, he knows we can buy and draft talent to support him, and he's only 25.
That was the point I was going to say. He's only 25.
He's only 25. Yeah.
So I wanted to introduce. So earlier you were talking about Cashman. Now we go from Cashman to Trashman. Here, our brother Ray. Okay. Coming to us from some alley. Hopefully, it's a bowling one.
Oh, not Reggie.
Yeah,
that's Red.
Yeah, that's him. But we got somebody else that's going to join the fray. It might. I don't know what that's about that picture, but okay. The Bishop, your mic is live. Hopefully, and again, it was live, but he checked out. He'll be back though. He'll be back, I'm sure.
All right. Shaw doesn't know about that.
You know what I'm
saying? You thought you held your head in the beginning. Hold your head with Bishop.
Yeah, exactly. You already know the deal. Okay,
it's coming.
Stick around for the unhinged portion, though.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be running for mayor. So, yeah, exactly. I'm better than Curious George. Trust me. Let's get into a little bit of basketball. A little bit of. Let me see if I can bring this guy in. Hold on. Let's see. There he is, Sir Bishop. Your mic is live. Welcome to Untitled. Thank you for joining us.
What's up, fellas?
Hey, what's going on?
Long time no hear.
You know,
Bishop is here.
Exactly, the Bishop is here. So with that being said, we just get ready to talk about the number one overall pick in the 2024 WNBA draft, Caitlin Clark. This guy has had some stuff to say about her, and in a way, I kind of agree with him. I'm talking about God rest his soul, Max 611, one of his favorite sportscasters, Jason Whitlock.
I can't stand him either.
Yeah, he had some stuff to say about. Matter of fact, let me just go to this thing and let me go to some of his hits.
Oh, God.
Okay, yeah, let me go to some of his hits here. Let's see what he said, and I quote: "What they're trying to create in these women is a sense of entitlement. Oh, you're owed something. You're mistreated. You know what? You should be like Megan Rapinoe. You should be just like all the other angry feminists that have dominated the WNBA and led it to 30 plus years of no profits and total irrelevance. You need to mimic their behavior." Yeah.
I had to say damn, because I think we said that shit once before, but hey.
Well, yeah, we did. As a matter of fact, we really did. You know what I'm saying?
Only a couple of weeks ago, you was talking about that, Don.
I'm just saying.
We all were, remember?
Yeah, we all were. Exactly.
Not all of us.
Listen, come on. Come on.
He's a clown, though. Come on. We shouldn't even be giving this guy 5 minutes of air.
No,
Basically.
He is a clown. He is a clown. Okay, but I understand where he's coming from. Believe it or not.
But it's about time he said something about a white woman, though. I'm just saying.
Hey.
You know what
I don't get him.
Is
he that irrelevant though? Is he that irrelevant where he gotta?
Yes.
Thank you, Dave. Yeah, thank you, Dave. Yeah.
But you know what's sad though? The sad part is that Caitlin Clark has done nothing to anybody but play basketball. And we're making we're making this about her. And if we put it in perspective, what is she, 21?
Right. Something like that.
That's
21. You know, my daughter's 19. You're talking about a kid. All she did was go out, perform at a very high level and do what she needed to do. The media will have you hate certain players because they'll portray him or something or put him on a pedestal to sell tickets and have you thinking it's that person. I've never seen any indication that she's anything but a great girl. She speaks very well. She's very respectful outside the lines. I mean, we're competing here. We're guys that have seen people on the basketball court fight. Yeah, she did her little hand gesture and she got it done back, but she responded to it respectfully, like, listen, we're competing. I'm not mad that she did that. I have no personal issue with her. What I have a personal issue with is how they position her, and they talked about how 12 million people watched her play LSU and forgot that 12 million people watched Cheryl Miller play when she was at USC. When you start taking away the facts of the historical contributions of other basketball players, albeit, you know, even because they're not white and maybe it's not the reason. But when you take that away, when you don't talk about Shamiqua Holslow, who won 3 at Tennessee, and this woman hasn't won any, you start to have people look at her as the guilty party when it's really the media that's putting I think she's a great girl. I think she's a great person. I think she can dribble, pass, and shoot, has a high IQ. She's going to go to the WNBA and do great things.
Excuse me, brother. Excuse me, brother.
Yes.
I appreciate your contribution. However, according to the sports writers and the sportscasters and all of the broadcasters, the women's basketball hasn't been on the map until Caitlin Clark came out.
Well, I think what they're doing is, so I sold advertising for quite some time. And I think they're looking ahead and seeing the amount of revenue she can generate. So Indiana Fever had 1 national game on TV last year. This year they have 36.
It doesn't matter.
Just because of the buzz.
If they got 36, they're gonna lose 35. Doesn't matter.
Well, if you look at that, if you look at their talent, they have a very talented center over there that can play.
They got 2 players now. They got 2 players now.
Right. They have 2 players in a league where 2 teams really dominate all of the talent unless you add UConn. Vegas and New York went and put all the talent into 2 things, and that business model didn't work because the product as a whole was diluted and terrible. Nobody wanted to see the other teams.
Well,
so you know, because I've been to Liberty games. Shamiqua Holslow actually a friend of mine. Like, we used to hang out when she was with the Mystics. So
what about Breanna Stewart? Breanna Stewart has 4 titles. She won the championship every single year that she was in college. So
she does, but what's the difference between what they're doing with Caitlin Clark and putting LeBron James on the cover of a magazine and calling him the king?
I'll tell you what the difference is. Want to know?
Sure.
Who won the title? What team won the title?
When?
Last year. This year. What team won the title?
South Carolina.
South Carolina.
Okay, how many players have you seen them interviewing? How many players have you seen them putting on Saturday Night Live? How many players have you seen them getting all of this attention? How many South Carolina players have been getting all this? And they won the title. So
that's a great question. But when the South Carolina team won the title and not one of them on that team.
When you say, but I'm saying when you say you don't see what the problem is. The problem is you're lifting up the losing team and diminishing the winning team. So right after they won that title, the first thing that the media wanted to know was the coach's feelings about transgender players playing in college sports, college basketball. Then they went to the players, not congratulating them, not saying, hey, you did something that is remarkable. You went undefeated throughout the whole season and ran the table on the whole women's college basketball Division I. You ran the table. You didn't lose one. And instead of them giving that play, the only thing that they wanted to talk about with the coach and the players is whether transgender athletes should be allowed to play basketball. Now,
that kind of goes to my point about the media making it look bad, because the first thing the coach of South Carolina did was commend Caitlin Clark on uplifting women's basketball. So she did the same thing and respectfully acknowledged a tremendous talent for the last 4 years.
Yeah, but
could it be, Bishop? Again, I always say we've had these conversations. Could it be that somewhere, somehow, they're thinking they got them a goose with the golden egg? Because as much as we hate what Whitlock was said, guys, we went over this a million times. They've been working in the red for 27 out of 30 years. They have been in the red 98% of the time they've been in existence. Could she be that spark? I don't know, guys. I will be brutally honest. So I follow the numbers. I really don't follow the WNBA because I never found it. It was hard for me to watch that and compare it to college basketball, even women's college basketball. Like they said, that championship game got 5 million more views than the men's game the night after that.
According to who?
We know where the WNBA
according to who?
Guys, with ratings, money, revenue. They're in the red, guys. We can't avoid that elephant in the room. And I'm only asking, again, because I ain't got that much skin in that game, but are they looking at her because of what she drew in college games? Can she at least get some of that to come to these empty arenas in the WNBA?
Nobody's coming to Indiana Fever games, dude. Like Indiana Fever is like I'm gonna tell you, I don't care if
well, isn't Indiana and Iowa close in proximity?
Yeah, they're both Midwest.
Yeah,
but if anybody is going to come, it's going to be in Indiana. Like people don't go to the Heat games.
But the home game.
That was the good market for her to go to in Indiana.
It's a home team. It's a great market for her to go to because there's no expectations. There's absolutely no expectation.
Right.
So you had Aaliyah Boston there. Aaliyah Boston from South Carolina.
She could play.
She could play, but you are one of many. And guess what? You're not even the best player. You may be the best player on that team, but you're not the best player in your division. And when you line the teams up, there's like four or five other forwards or centers or whatever position that she played in that division that was mopping the floor up with like how many games Indiana won. And Aaliyah Boston is pretty good. College and professional is two separate things. So I don't know how they expecting. I don't know how they expecting that Caitlin Clark is going to come in and change the nature of the game. It's like Diana Taurasi has been doing this for many, many years, and I don't see Caitlin Clark on that level. I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I've watched.
Do you even see her as a Sue Bird?
Sue Bird benefited from great teammates. So I'm not discounting Sue Bird's individual talent, but if you put Sue Bird in a gym alone next to Caitlin Clark, tell me what she does better than her.
Yeah,
she benefited from a tremendous starting cast. Then you also have to take into consideration that Caitlin Clark went to Iowa. Nobody knew anybody on that team. Their second best player probably couldn't make the South Carolina team. So in terms of her elevating talent, there's no question that she can do that. And she can have a mark much like as an analogy that LeBron did when he went to a horrible Cleveland Cavaliers game and team and they won 35 more games. So her having an impact on the court, just looking at her ability to shoot, dribble, and distribute the basketball with her IQ, she can definitely make a difference in terms of their win-loss column. I don't think at the college
level, what you're saying is absolutely 100% correct. You watch the game when they played UConn.
Every year we forecast what somebody's going to be, so we can't keep saying at the college level they killed. Let's see if they score a point in the WNBA. They're trying to generate revenue.
What I'm saying, you watch the game at LSU when LSU played Iowa, and they put the guard on an island. The guard, the person that was guarding her, left on an island. Now in the WNBA, there will be no such thing, which means that when you get across half court there's whether people watch the WNBA or not, there's elite athletes and elite talent in the WNBA at the guard, at the forward, and it's only getting better. So when they say, it's in the red, I agree. It's probably in the red, but it's not because of there's no talent. It's because the owners of those teams use WNBA as a balancing act for all of the money that they're making in the NBA. Because most of those WNBA teams have the same owners of the NBA teams. So if they wanted to market it, if they wanted it to make money, the same TV contracts that they're getting in the WNBA, I mean in the NBA, they could just get a quarter of that in the WNBA and the salaries would go up. So there's times, again, I said this before, when you're trying to watch WNBA games, you don't even know what channel it's being played on. They'll be broadcasting games on Peacock or Prime Video or some kind of, just some weird channel. It's like, where's the game being played? And you won't even know that there's a game. And so you see the stats that say, hey, a game was played. So they don't market it. They don't market it. And back to what I'm saying, it's like the thing that rubs me the wrong way is that the team that actually won, the team that should be getting the accolades, is not getting the accolades, and this one person is.
So I'm gonna go ahead, Dave.
Real quick, to that point, I think one of the biggest differences between the college game and the pro game for the women is that in the college game, wins and losses matter more. And the reason why I say that is because every year there's a WNBA champion. You have a dominant team in the WNBA. It still hasn't pulled it out of the red. So when we're looking at the college game, South Carolina, dominant. We went through the UConn era, dominant. They had
Tennessee.
Tennessee, exactly. The players that we knew, and we they were definitely stars, but it was about the teams and people. That's what people wanted to see. They wanted to see the UConn versus Tennessee. I remember that when they went down there to Tennessee. I mean, that was must-see TV.
Yes, sir.
So the wins and losses are a team thing, and that's what gets people the rivalries and so forth. It doesn't translate into the WNBA, and so it doesn't matter in Indiana if they go 36-0 or 0-36. It really doesn't matter as far as how much more fans are going to watch. I'm talking about the fans that haven't been watching it. The guys. People like us who don't watch WNBA that regularly. I mean, I've seen a few games, but are we really going to be drawn because, hey, this team wins a lot? No. The 30 years of this and winning and losing hasn't mattered as far as their financials.
It's a novelty. It's a novelty.
We saw what happened with Houston when they had Cheryl Swoops. That's probably the high point of the WNBA.
That was the high point.
Right.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I just don't like the whole like front and center. Like they went 36-0. And they're not on the cover. They're not on the cover of any magazines. They're not interviewing them. They keep talking about the losing team and the loser. Now, again, to say that she's the greatest that ever done it, I gotta beg to question. There's been female players that have won championships all 4 years while they were in school at Division I level. All 4 years.
I posted a meme today. There's two players that scored more points than her. One went to the University of Kansas, and the other went to a D2 school, and that was before the 3-point line.
Right.
But we got to understand too, if we're being realistic, WNBA and women's college basketball is a microcosm of America. So what did you expect?
But this is the same media that Bishop's talking about with the fairness that we're never going to get. That has a 7 seed favorite to be the 2 seed in the NBA playoffs. This is the same media we're talking about. We're talking about the same media that all year banished the Knicks, banished this poor 6'1" guy, Everybody in the media, male, female, black, white, they all did it. The same media we're talking about ain't interviewing a college basketball team. I think we're done with that, guys. I say this a million times. They're nothing but oxygen thieves. They're just trying to sell and get ratings. And even that's not helping the WNBA. So they can do what they want, say what they want. Until the numbers align with the bullshit they're talking, I don't pay no attention to it. Again, guys, these are the same clowns that got a 7 seed favorite over a 2 seed. A 2 seed that beat said 17 3 out of 4 times this year.
We're not talking about the Knicks and Sixers, are we?
Man. I'm in kindergarten. Help me understand that shit.
We're not talking about the Knicks and Sixers, are we?
So this idiotic bet sports bettors or whatever. It's like, first of all, the 76ers did everything that they possibly could to hold on to that win to a flawed Miami team. They did everything that they possibly could. Just think about it. If Joel Embiid misses 2 of those 3-pointers, they playing tomorrow night in their season. He's out of shape. He's out of shape. He's horribly out of shape. I'm like, okay, well, you had the knee surgery. They got swimming pools. They got weightless training, things that you could be doing in the meantime. But you come back and he looks about 30, 40 pounds overweight.
I got a pair.
He must be on a James Harden diet.
I got a pair of shoes I don't wear either. Embiid has never been in shape. We're gonna sweep them.
Yeah, it's like
we're getting ahead of ourselves because that's
just a little bit.
They might win one game. They might win one game just out of respect and courtesy. But it's like, okay, well, you stop Tyrese Maxey and let Kelly Oubre do his antics or whatever. But you stop Tyrese Maxey and you put somebody in front of Harris. And who else do they have? Let Joel Embiid score 70 points a game in each of these series. Let him score 70 points.
We need to run. We need to run every chance we get and run him off the court, bro. He's not. If we slow it down and do some half court Thibodeau 90s bull stuff, we're in trouble. If we can run him with Mitch and Hartenstein being able to run like they do, they're gonna have layups all game, rebound and run. He won't make it to game 3 or 4. He's gonna pass out. He was gonna die against them
last night, and it wasn't even a fast-paced game last night.
Right.
That's my point. I thought he was gonna die. I was scared he was gonna pass out and die. He ain't gonna make it, man.
It all depends on what Vegas says. It all depends on what Vegas says. If there's money out there, trust me. I don't trust them.
The way Vegas works is they do that to push the money towards the other way.
Correct.
They want everybody to lay with the
76ers.
and then they'll flip it and switch it and get the other money going the other way. You know,
speaking of gambling,
they've been doing that and making money for a long time, and it's because they're
going to continue to make money.
But now it's all legal.
Not for everybody.
Allegedly.
Not
for your man. Not for Porter.
It's legal for him now, though. It's legal for him now. He can bet all he wants.
He can do what he wants now.
Exactly.
An attorney.
He's free and clear.
Well, he damn sure didn't pass his math class. That's for damn sure.
He needs to get an attorney.
The funny thing is, guys,
we're gonna pay you this.
Till today, he's Michael Porter's brother.
You didn't realize that, Don? I
man.
thought you would have known that.
Yeah, we knew that.
That's your man.
Yeah,
exactly.
Michael Porter, yeah.
Yeah, and he probably betting too. He probably betting too.
Yeah, he's using his brother's money, right?
He probably betting too, Dom. He probably placing bets for his brother.
Man.
The thing I'll never understand is how did you even get caught? That's one of the easiest crimes to get. You ain't got no good friend that you can get the money to bet for you. Like, this is ridiculous.
Well,
it is ridiculous.
I guess R is going to get into this part, so I don't want to steal his thunder.
Dude, you can steal my thunder. It's all good. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I heard he did? When he started putting himself in the parlay, it opened up signals.
Right.
70,000 on I ain't going to score 3 points.
And prop bets.
For some reason, he pulls his leg and they take him out the game.
Yeah.
Those are like,
Yeah. Did he finish college?
Agent to figure that shit out.
And that's
did he finish college?
Yeah, he was a 4-year player. He was a 4-year player, and he was actually older. But he, I think it was his knee. He ruptured his knee or something like that. He was good.
Okay.
But he wasn't going to play at the NBA level anyway.
Yeah, that's like banning me for life from the NBA.
Right.
Right. He was on the team, wasn't he? On Toronto?
Nah, he was on Toronto.
He was on Toronto.
He's not a total bum.
He wasn't even playing. He wasn't even playing. Yo, you got RJ. You got a whole bunch of random players, and you can't even crack the rotation. You still wasn't playing. And
but he was on the team, right?
He was losing.
Yes, he was on the team.
He was on the team.
Right.
You're losing every.
He was on the team.
Now I guess
I can't understand why he was even on FanDuel. They don't put everybody on there. I don't even know how he took himself. Why was he even on the prop bets at all?
Exactly. I never.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
He got paid. He must have got paid.
They said he made $2 million.
And then he betted on his team to lose.
Yeah.
Bet on your team to lose.
I don't know if he bet. I know he bet.
No, that was the story.
Nah,
he bet. Oh, so he did bet on his team or against his team.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I know originally they were saying he bet on other games or whatnot.
No,
it came out later. I heard that same report.
Like I said, if RJ Barrett is on that team, that's easy money, baby.
Another RJ Barrett hater.
He's starting to. Yo, that's easy money. I'll take that bet.
Where was the interpreter when you need him?
Hold on. Let me introduce Mr. Live is with us as well. Thanks for joining us, brother.
There he goes.
What's going on?
Everything good, man. How y'all?
All right. Let's talk about this.
We're taking over, man. We're taking over.
That's all right, brother. Take over.
What we sipping on?
I don't drink shit.
Mr. Live, what we sipping on?
I got some Corona right here.
Okay.
There you go.
Hold on. Before we get started, Live, where you at? Brooklyn or South Carolina?
I'm in the South right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And when you said you was up top, man, I was real mad. I heard you was out in the BX.
Yeah, it was crazy, but it was fun. I tell you what, guys, without going, I've never been around a bunch of people that I swore. Matter of fact, Craig, the guy up above us, was with me before I went to the Bronx. I was happened to be right where he lived when I first got to Jersey. Guys, this was like being at the Garden. These motherfuckers was yelling defense in a restaurant.
What is going on there?
But they gave us a separate area.
Okay, well, good.
They had to.
Like we was at Madison Square Garden.
Right.
And then they start grabbing you like, dumb. I'm like, y'all don't even know me. If I would have never opened my mouth, nobody would have knew who I was.
Wow.
Because I don't put no pictures on social media.
Right.
So nobody knew who I was until I spoke.
That's right. They heard that velvety voice. They heard that velvety voice.
Yeah.
I recognize that voice.
That ride from down south had Dom walking like Embiid up the court too.
You don't hear yourself. You don't see yourself. But as soon as I parked my car and came out, first of all, they smoke too much weed in New York City.
Yeah.
Let's get away from. I was getting high just standing next to these dudes, man. I'm like, y'all stop. I mean,
yo, so how you think it is when I'm working?
Bishop, they started Bishop. When they called me Dom, I was like, oh, this is fun.
Nah, they was calling, you know
Nobody
what they were calling
me
it?
Dom unless we're friendly. I mean,
we was like, yo, they were calling them Long John Double D. Long John Double D.
But I tell you what, guys, it was a great experience. And you know what? It was a great game. It was really a good game. The Bulls didn't want to go away. The Knicks didn't want to go away. And it was a great game. And guess what? When the game ended, Milwaukee already had lost. So now we got the 2 seed.
Yeah.
It was a good experience. I wish the guys from New York would have been there, but hey, we'll have another chance.
I was kind of mad that I wasn't there, Dom. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna get up, man. God bless. I
don't know how y'all do it. Dave, I know you drive, right? I don't know how you do it, brother. Yeah. I love you, man.
Me and you gonna see one of them Charlotte games. I promise you that. Next year, I promise you that. I promise you.
First of all, Live, you got to come by so we can just have a hamburger or something. I mean, you're literally down the road.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, bro.
There you go. All right.
I miss you.
All right. Let's move on to Yeah. So it's beginning. Yeah. Did he leave? I think he left for a second. Oh, he might still be. Oh, he's still on. He's still on. He's still on.
Yo, who the Nets played in the first round?
Good question. Good question.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, okay.
My bad.
No.
Wait, I got a question. Wait, were
Wrong
you,
question.
You
Wrong question.
To the fact you left the Knicks to be a Nets fan?
Yes, I did.
and you from Queens?
Yes, I did.
No, did anybody pay attention to the hat he's wearing?
Yeah, we addressed that in the beginning.
We did. Okay.
Can I say one thing before we start? I think in the beginning it was only me, Craig, R, and Dave. Y'all got to go back and rewind the beginning of the show. That's all I'm gonna say. You got to go back and rewind the beginning.
Oh. We went to Unhinged early
and started taking over. He already dogged R. Now this is what we were saying, Craig. He was a Knicks fan. He's a Net fan. We was talking about going across the bridge. Yeah. I don't know if you caught it, but he's a Nets fan.
I was disgusted when I seen the Atlanta Braves hat, so it was all downhill for me.
You know what? I'm not. Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. It's okay. I'm not gonna. Y'all not gonna cause me to lose my shit today. That's okay. It's all right. Okay. Try as you may, but I'm not gonna lose it. Okay.
Where Brooklyn was until that.
I'm undefeated. You know.
How you? Wait, what?
You know. I'll
here we go. Get the rope.
I'll bring it out.
Dave, get the rope.
Don't challenge me. Don't challenge me. Don't challenge me.
How are you undefeated?
Don't challenge me. You know I'll bring it out. You understand what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody scared, motherfucker. Shit, ain't nobody scared. Then bring it out then. Do what you gotta do.
Okay. Shit. All right. It's all love. Okay.
Yo, all sound like Stringer Bell right now.
I ain't shaking in my I ain't shaking in my boots or nothing. Go bring it out. It's all good. All right. Hell yeah.
Come on, bring it.
Yeah, Dom. Yeah. We're teetering right now.
Yeah, exactly.
9 o'clock.
You know? Let's get to the playoffs, god damn it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start off with what you were talking about before.
Nobody in a Brooklyn Nets uniform.
Get off that shit. We know that already, okay? Nobody's denying that. Good God. It's like, oh my God, this is like earth-shattering news. Yeah, we know Brooklyn's not in it. Okay, so what?
I told you this in October. That's what what happened? Wasn't Ben Simmons supposed to be comeback player of the year?
Yeah, who's winning that
award? Yo. He was like, "Yo, did you see that YouTube video with him like with the baby oil on, with the shooting sleeves, with no shirt, taking 3-pointers? Yo, he gonna be the comeback player of the year. This and that, blah blah blah. Yep. It's like, yo, y'all fired Papa Smurf. You fired Papa Smurf.
Talking about baby oil on a guy. Pause. No homo.
Right. No Diddy. Exactly. No Diddy.
Right.
Oh, my bad. My bad. I'm sorry. I'm bringing up bad memories. My bad, Rodney.
He said, "Mark my words."
Yeah.
Isn't that
what? He did say something like that, Dave. He did say something like that.
Yeah.
And they're gonna put their eggs in his basket next year, right here. I mean, damn.
Oh, come on.
He was, somebody was singing the praises of what's the guy they got from Phoenix? What's the young kid that they got from Phoenix that played Villanova?
Mikal Bridges.
Yeah,
Mikal Bridges. It was like, yo. It's like, yo, he is who we thought he was. When he was in Phoenix, he was an 11-point a game scorer. He is what we thought he is. 11 points a game. Like,
they gave him the bag too.
Yeah, exactly. And he's sitting.
I don't know how you do it.
Sitting on the sideline.
I don't know either, man. I don't know either.
Sitting on the sideline with bated breath, looking at Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and DiVincenzo, like looking over there longingly. Like, yo, I don't even want to get in the game. Yo, my knee hurt. I'm not going back in the game. I'm not going back in.
a bridge too far.
Yeah.
All right. Oh boy! I tell you,
They're gonna be all right though. They're gonna be all right.
I'm trying to get it back. I'm trying to get it back. So who's the guy on Philly that was talking about how they wanted the Knicks and they felt that?
Reed.
Yeah.
He's the backup center. His name is Reed.
Yeah, Reed.
He's out of line.
Paul Reed. So here's a
He's
history on Paul Reed.
He's gonna average like 7 minutes. Nobody cares.
Who is this guy?
If Doris Burke and UB Brown, if they commentate any of the playoff games, UB Brown is infatuated with Paul Reed. Like everything that this dude does is dynamic. It's dynamic. He's a creme de la creme. It's like, dude, he just got a rebound over a third string center for the Knicks. He just got a rebound, and he's like, yo, look at him. Look how strong he is. Look at this. Look at that. Like, dude, nobody's guarding him because nobody cares about him. Like, nobody cares about him. It's like his career high. It's like 12 points.
Right. Yeah, I don't even understand his infatuation, but he was infatuated with Nas Reed too, and he turned out to be good. But I don't know why he's in love with that guy, yo.
Well, Nas Reed is good, but Paul Reed is like, yo, like, come on, like, come on. Him and Doris Burke, like, come on.
But you know what?
Guess who's doing the Knick game? Guess who got the Knick game, Bishop?
Don't say Reggie Miller.
ESPN.
Yeah.
Don't say Doris Burke.
Yep.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. She is horrible.
Reed is gonna have a chance. Reed is gonna have a chance to deliver what he said because by game 3 he'll be starting and Embiid will be in a wheelchair.
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah. Yo, out of both of those matchups, man, I really wanted the 76ers. Right. I really did. You know what I'm saying? Like only because of the injury factor with the Heat did I knew that was gonna be a fight, regardless of who they. Even if because Jimmy got hurt too.
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Coming back.
But even if he wasn't there, man, them dudes play just like we do. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like that 12th guy on the bench is a damn like you see how Vincent doing on the Lakers right now, right? But in that system, them dudes play for their checks, man. And it's like I didn't want that. I wanted Embiid and his left foot, his amputated left foot, and I wanted Tobias Harris, some clown on my Facebook joint was talking about Tobias Harris gonna show up. I mean, he's gonna show up and do what? Sell cookies? That man name is Mephisto. He don't know how to get from nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He's finished. You know what I'm saying?
That's more than what Ben Simmons would do.
Yeah.
Oh boy, this guy, yo.
So
yeah, I'm not worried about the 76ers at all, man. Like,
right.
It goes 6, it goes 7. I mean, I'm not. Stay out of here.
I don't want. I don't want.
You know what's weird? Every team in the play-in, we beat them in the season series this year.
Yeah, we always have issues with Kelly Oubre. I'm like, yo.
Yeah, you're right.
Always have issues with Kelly Oubre. Like the Knicks getting caught up in his nonsense. Knicks getting caught up in it's like, yo, dude, like just get this dude out of the game. You know what I mean?
I agree with you on Kelly Oubre this year, right? But have we ever seen Kelly Oubre go 3 straight 20-point games?
No.
No.
Well, he's averaging 15 points a game.
Okay, so give him his 15, right? It's him and Max.
That's it.
It's him and Max. And then, again, you're going to get the favoritism calls for Embiid when he in that paint. But y'all seen that game the other night. He can't back down nobody.
He's falling on the floor.
He can't rebound. He's not going to rebound. So I don't think Precious I have a problem with him right now.
And to be honest, there's no Randall to pick on. 1 through 4, we play defense. So all that stuff not gonna work. And when they put Buddy Hield on, Jalen Brunson can just stand next to him because he ain't gonna do nothing.
I think the guy that the Knicks have to get going, and he looks like he's coming around, is what's my man's name that came
Bogdanovich?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know he's hurt, right? He had an MRI on his wrist. He's actually hurt. He's
Yeah.
gonna play.
Oh, for real? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he
Said he
makes me
got-
nervous. I don't know how much he's gonna be able to do.
I'm looking forward to Deuce guarding.
Mm.
I'm
Mhm.
looking
Yep.
Deuce.
Yep.
Two
That-
little dudes
yeah.
going at it.
Yeah.
So that's who's gonna play Bogdanovich minutes. I mean, it's we gonna suffer because don't have the playmaking capabilities of Bogdanovich. But if Bogdanovich can't play, yo, Thibodeau with his non-playing motherfuckers, with him, he's going right Deuce. He's gonna play Deuce 40 minutes. He don't care.
Deuce can score now.
Oh yeah, make no mistake.
Yeah.
Deuce plays D.
When we talk about
He plays D, but he can score as well.
These guys are 17 years old. They can't play 40 minutes. Get your ass out. There's the playoff. But the bottom line is with the Knicks, again, there's something about Oubre. Me and Bishop, we watched him a couple of years here in Charlotte. He could be that pain in the ass.
Yep.
But an effective pain in the ass.
Yep.
Right.
You know, when he was with Charlotte, I think he averaged like 17 and 20 the 2 years he was here. I mean, granted, Charlotte wasn't that good and they didn't have that many. But he could be that pain in the ass that'll get you buckets.
Right.
So it ain't like the Knicks just got to worry about his dumb antics. He could actually score while he's getting under your damn skin.
And he can defend. I actually wanted them to sign him in the offseason. He was there. Matter of fact, I think they picked him up kind of late, if I'm not mistaken. Like he was, right. So I wanted the Knicks as much help as we needed on the wing. I think Thibodeau thought he could shoot well enough to hold that spot. That's what I believe, because I didn't understand why the Knicks didn't pick him up.
When we had Josh Hart. They got Josh Hart.
They had too many items.
And they played it the same way. Like Josh
That's
Hart
right.
plays a bit more defense and rebounds better. Oubre is more about getting buckets. But once he gets going, he could get you 30. But I just don't. Just like the last game that we played against them, where we were just fooling around and joking around and letting them hang around, and then they turned around and won the game off of Oubre. And it's stop fooling around with these guys. Just get them out there and get them over.
Right. Right.
So,
with that being said, what do y'all think about Golden State? Are they done?
Done.
Yeah.
Was that Clay exit not sad, B? Like, as much as I don't like them dudes, like that was heartbreaking. I'm glad they didn't have violin music on that shit.
Y'all have something against the light-skinned brothers, man?
Yes.
No,
there we go.
I seriously, I wasn't going to bring it up, but since we here, God damn, what y'all got tired of the light-skinned brothers kicking y'all asses? Okay, y'all, you get what you want.
Yeah,
it's all right.
Down the light-skin road again.
But I'm saying, Dave, you saw.
You saw the chat today. Dave,
that
was right on point, Dave.
Right.
You opened the door for me, and then I just walk right in. But
again, what I
hit
tell
the nail
y'all
on the
about
head.
Bishop.
You're welcome.
I tell y'all about Bishop all the time, right? You give Bishop an inch, you throw him the rope, it's over. The rope ain't coming back. That into the football field, and then the day is over. Then I got to listen to y'all all day while I'm in my car, back and forth, back. Put that shit on mute.
But it was a bad couple of days. I mean, little Chico DeBarge went out.
Right. But they had a nice run. Come on.
I don't think Golden State is as done as people are gonna say. I don't know about championship aspirations, but they're not done.
Okay.
They're not gonna let Curry go out losing and not making the playoffs in his last 2 or 3 years.
They gotta get under that $300 million threshold.
Well,
that's their original goal.
Not resigning Clay is gonna help. I don't think they're adverse to trading Green either.
No, he's not going nowhere. He's not going nowhere. That's a package deal. I don't
think he'll be able to go anywhere. But if the right deal is on the table, I don't think they're averse to trading him, and I don't think they like him like people think they like him because he's a headache, and I don't think they love him like that. And they have, you know, when you got Curry, you got some all right young talent, and you do have money, even though you want to get under luxury tax, and you're a destination that people, you know, that's not Detroit. They might not be done.
They're $300 million in, guys.
They're done. You know what doomed them? James Wiseman not working out. They're done.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
James Wiseman flaming out
before he even really got started.
When did they get? How long ago did they get Wiseman?
They drafted Wiseman.
Yeah, they drafted
him. Remember the
How long ago?
The year
like
they won
2-3 years
about
ago.
20 games.
So yeah, about 2 years.
2 or 3 years ago. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
They were desperate. They were desperate for a big. But there's gonna be enough vets, and we see it all the time. There'll be enough vets to fill out that roster, and you just really never know.
So you got Steph.
You never know.
You got Steph.
You're going to get rid of
$30-something
million with Chris Paul. You could possibly get rid of $30 million with Ofer Thompson. That's $60 million. And guess what? What's the name's taking up a bigger chunk of the contract than that? Andrew Wiggins. It's not. You know, we all don't got to be mathematicians. The way they constructed their contract is because they didn't give a shit about going into that tax. It yielded them one chip. I will say that it yielded them one chip. But what people fail to realize, other than that one chip, you know, guys, they missed the playoffs 2 out of 4 years.
Yeah.
One of the years, Bishop, is when they sucked and got Wiseman. So it ain't like they've been barnstorming through the league, being $333 million into the cap.
They're done.
They're done. To me, they're done.
They're done. Like, look at their young players. Are you banking on Kuminga?
Yeah, they are.
They really are.
You banking on Kuminga making a jump? Trey Jackson Davis is pretty good. The forward, the light skin dude, the forward, he's pretty good.
And Moody might get better.
They can start weaning. They can start weaning Draymond out of the rotation by putting that Trey Jackson Davis in there and let him do some of the stuff that Draymond does because he's a bit more offensive. For some reason, they would not give Moody the green light, even when he showed promise, even when he was delivering better than Clay was. They still wouldn't give him the green light. I don't know what it is about that dude.
Well, you remember Clay threw a tantrum mid-season, and that's probably why. And that's probably going to be one of the reasons why he's not back.
Between that and then the other left-hand kid, Pajinski, it's like these guys.
They got Peyton Jr.
No offense. Yeah, he's a hustle player. No offense. Peyton Jr. He wouldn't know how to score if his life depended on it. He's a great defender. He can jump out the gym, but can't score to save his life. Can't score to save his life. So it's like, they're done. They're done. Unless they can get some veteran players in there to say, hey, this is your last hurrah, and so forth and so on. And what that says to me is Steve Kerr really a good coach?
That's Mark Jackson's team.
But I'm saying, is Steve Kerr, Kerr really the great coach that everybody thinks he is?
Yes. But I'll say this though, and I've always said about Golden State. One thing they don't talk about enough is, yes, they paid that leverage tax. They paid more than any team in the NBA when they win those chips, and they got a return on the investment. So a lot of that stuff is coaching, but you bought the best talent in the world, and then you add KD to it. That changes a lot of things. So I'm not going to discount the fact that they won those championships, and then even if you look at Curry, when they beat the Cavaliers, it was without Kyrie and Love, and LeBron could have been MVP. They gave the MVP to Iguodala, so Curry wasn't no trailblazer. And then they brought KD to a 73-win team, and he won the MVP. So they got some things to think about. I think Kerr is an offensive wizard that inherited a team that innately played defense anyway, no matter what he said.
And you know what's sad, Craig? That when they were winning, they weren't this deep into the luxury tax. They went into it after that, getting Durant, then getting Wiggins, and adding all these, and then re-signing Draymond Green for that money, Curry for that money, Thompson for that money. This happened after their ring.
Right.
When they were winning the rings, they was maintaining a great contract structure. It was after that they just went off the chart. And you know what? I don't care who you are, sooner or later, numbers don't lie, guys. When the numbers ain't adding up.
Yeah, I mean,
they won 2 out of 4 years. They didn't even make the playoffs.
they won a chip because of injury, but they lost one because of injury too.
Exactly. Because you remember, guys, I always say this. Say what you want about Kevin Durant. Like you said, they lost that ring. They won the first chip without Love and Kyrie. They lost to Love and Kyrie when they won 73 games. You go out and get the most prolific scorer in NBA history. You win 2 in a row. And if he didn't blow out his leg, you win 3 in a row. Do the math, guys. I mean, you can say what you want about Kevin Durant, whether you like him, not like him. I happen to like him. And you see what he did with Golden State. But he's going to have egg on his face because he joined the team. He joined the team that won 73 games and got smoked in the finals.
Right.
And you were up 3-2. Remember that.
No, but that's not enough context.
How did he do it?
That's not enough. He went to a 73 team that beat him, and he went there with 2 of the best shooters in the NBA. Like, we're not going to discount whatever happened in the finals. And he also lost to a person that, if you don't think he's the greatest player to ever touch a ball, he's the second with a healthy Cleveland Cavaliers team. So we're not going to discount the fact that what he did was crazy. I respect the fact he went as a free agent because I think you have the right to go wherever you want. But as a man, you went to the team that just beat you the year before. That's crazy.
The team that won 73 games and kissed your ass to come join them.
Right. Yeah, you did.
And guess who benefited from this?
KD.
Golden State. They went to 3 straight. They would have won 3 straight if he didn't blow out his leg.
Only Kevin Durant, in terms of loyalty, is only second to the dude that's hosting this show and went from being a Knicks fan to
I don't. Wait a minute, sir. Hold on. Sir. How dare you? I couldn't even believe you just said that. I was like, really? Hold.
Wow, that was good.
Yeah,
that was good.
My boy.
I'm gonna have to ban this guy.
That's not seeing that biggest pack. You ain't gotta worry about me coming back anyway. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna be in Queens with your boy watching the Mets. You don't have to think about me coming back around.
Oh,
he came around the corner.
Yeah.
That's cold blooded, man. That's cold, dude.
Oh, he fit right in.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's like one of them slap competitions.
Why didn't you get
slapping each other, standing there slapping each other. Oh, you wasn't ready for the slap, dude.
Nah, I wasn't.
Bishop, I'm telling you, Bishop, when you're done, rewind to the beginning of the show.
Oh my God,
the first 5 minutes.
Okay.
Just look at the first 5 minutes.
He made it too easy.
Yeah.
He kind of did.
All right. Let's get into some of these other games, man. Let me hear your predictions. We got coming up. Shut up. Coming up tomorrow night, we got Chicago at Miami, and also a late game will be Sacramento going against the New Orleans Pelicans. I
think the Bulls handle their business because Butler's not
there.
Yeah.
And I think, and I won't be surprised.
Bulls Kings.
I won't be surprised. I'm going to take the Kings, but I won't be surprised if the Pelicans, without Zion dominating the ball, Ingram back, McCollum, Valanciunas, and Trey Murphy, if he has one of those games, is going to be closer than they think. Sacramento doesn't play defense, so they can lose to anybody.
Right.
So I'm taking Sacramento, but I'm not discounting that the Pelicans can win without Zion, which they've done a lot of the time because he misses a lot of games.
Well, this year he played 70 games. That's a career high for him.
Yeah.
He did. But I think them guys have something to prove, and what they want to prove is Zion has been fat and lazy for his entire contract. Yes, he played 70 games, but we're a team. We're not a one-man show. And I think McCollum and Ingram can catch fire. Murphy can hit 4 threes. Right. And Valanciunas can have a double-double. That's enough to beat Sacramento.
Yeah. Well, they were 7-5 without him this year. So it wasn't like they were like 3-10 or you know what I'm saying. So they can actually win without.
And also, let's keep in mind that 7-5. If we add context, I want to know who they lost to. Did they lose to Denver? Did they lose to OKC? Like, what does that record really mean? The numbers without qualifying.
Hold on.
That could be a
hold on. Wait a minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
Here we go.
What do you mean, Sacramento? Okay. So Clay helped them by going 0 for 10. Right, that's what was on the board.
Facts.
Curry had 5 points at the half.
Yeah.
And Murray
Don't say they don't play defense.
And Murray's not going to do
And they didn't score. They didn't score 100 points that game either.
When Curry had 5 points because he had a bad game. We all know that.
So when you make a statement like that, Reg, when you make a statement like that, you would infer that Sacramento plays defense. And if you watch these games, Sacramento is one of the teams in the league that gave up the most 20-point leads in losing games.
Okay, well, they played defense the other night. How about that?
Well, they got after Steph Curry and he missed a bunch of shots. But when they play the Pelicans, the big for the Pelicans is going to kind of like neutralize Sabonis. Going to kind of like neutralize him because how Sabonis gets off is he likes to like elbow and pull all that rough stuff. He's going up against somebody. It's an old veteran. It's like, dude, I'm not going anywhere. Like, I'm not going anywhere, and you're gonna have to really like score over the top.
Sabonis ain't no youngin.
Sabonis scores a lot of his points with craftiness, elbowing people, stepping through, rough play. That's how he scores a lot of points.
He's not going to dominate the boards either.
Right.
And Brandon Ingram still thinks that that's his team, and I think he's going to show people that he's not through.
But he can't score. He can't get 11 points and go 4 for 12.
No.
Who?
Brandon Ingram. It's over.
Oh no, that's a fact. It's going to take an all-out effort. But who's going to stop?
Without Zion Williams scoring that 40 points, they were done early. If he didn't score them 40 points before we got hurt, they were done in the third quarter, guys. The shit wouldn't even have been that close because it ended up being a close game. But what happened to Brandon Ingram? Did he get hurt during the game? You didn't see him no more.
He was just coming back off an injury.
That's his first game.
Yeah, it seemed like, but he only played like 20 minutes. Even down the stretch when they was down and they weren't out. Zion went out. They only lost by 4 points, guys. Where was Ingram? Why didn't they put him back in the game? Even put him little spurts down the stretch, maybe 5-6 minutes in the fourth quarter. He didn't play no minutes down the stretch. I thought he got hurt again. I'm like, come on, man, you can't give 4 or 5 minutes. Your team is 4 points behind. And it was going back and forth. Remember, guys? 2 points, tied, 2 points, tied. And where was he at? He's sitting on the bench. I mean, if he was that hurt, he shouldn't have played at all.
But they then I wouldn't have nothing
to say the next day.
They have been winning without him.
He played 20-something minutes, shot 4 for 12, and had 11 points. But they could have used him them last 4 minutes, even the last 3 minutes. The game was still up for grab with like 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, so you know how Brandon Ingram scores. Brandon Ingram scores off the bounce. Yeah. So they had already
just get him out there, Bishop. That's all I'm saying. Get him out there.
They had already locked in on him, so he wasn't. They had already locked in on him, and it's like, yo, it's not going to be an easy night for you. I think Rui Hachimura was guarding him, and he was playing him real physical. So it's like, and Brandon Ingram is like light. So it was like, yeah, you ain't.
I think he weighed less than Kevin Durant.
It's like, yo, you're not coming in here. You're not getting any of that stuff. You're not getting anything. Tonight is not your night. You're not getting anything. They were like, okay, well, he's just coming back off an injury. We don't want to risk him getting injured again because he, for an 8th seed, a 7th or 8th seed, when we know we're gonna get knocked out in this first round. We already know that because whoever we play, if you play OKC is getting eliminated in the second round. I don't care if they are the number 1 seed. They're getting eliminated in the second round, but you're going to get spaced by OKC because they're good enough to beat you. They got enough weapons to beat them. So it's like, well, what are we really risking here? Are we risking summer next season, with this dude getting hurt again and having another surgery or whatever it is? So I understand why they were rolling. They were rolling when they came back in the game because they had Alvarez. He was creating off the bounce, catching people, cutting to the basket, And so it was like we didn't need him to try to play hero ball because that's how he's going to play. And it's like they didn't need him. And they still almost won that game. Even after Zion went out, they still almost won that game.
And that's considering McCollum only had 9 points. He shot 4 for 15.
That's not going to happen
again. I mean, if they would have just gave some half-ass minutes.
Well, our boy Ronan, I'm sorry, brother. Our boy Ronan says they lost due to the free throw discrepancy. The LA Fakers, as he calls them, unsurprisingly went to the line more times than the Pelicans.
Because the Pelicans are undisciplined on defense. They were fouling like crazy. They were fouling like crazy. Zion Williamson, he fouling and he walking off the court like Magilla Gorilla. It's like, dude, it's a foul.
That's a good point.
It's a foul.
That's a good point. I think something else that skews those free throw attempts is how aggressive you play on the offensive end too. They just think the free throws are supposed to be equal for no reason. Like jump shooting teams, it don't always work out like that.
LeBron was bugging
and
him.
They were playing at home. That's what's so crazy.
LeBron was bugging him. He was bugging Larry Nance Jr. It was like, he was bugging both of them. It's like, dude, like you don't know, like LeBron's gonna fake you and then go up and let you jump into him. And what's the name? Zion Williamson. It's like, dude, you got like 3 dummy fouls. Like you got 3 dummy fouls, and it's like you expect those same calls on the other end, but you hopping up and down and acting like a 2-year-old because they're giving the calls to somebody on this end. Like, stop reaching.
Right.
He's an undisciplined player on an undisciplined diet. He's a waste of talent. He could be a monster.
Yeah, he is a monster.
I think the following 2 games intrigued me the most. Honestly, the Dallas Mavericks against the LA Clippers, and also the Indiana Pacers going against the Bucks.
Oh,
yeah. Those two games really interest me.
Yeah, I think the Bucks is out of here, B.
Yeah,
I agree.
Like, I don't know.
The same problem.
Even though Indiana doesn't play defense like that.
Right, but they don't. If that hammy pull or that calf pull that Giannis got is as bad as the 76ers got with Embiid. They got your man Father Time. You understand what I'm saying? He's not looking like he's not looking. Damon's not looking like he bought his watch.
Sure isn't.
Yeah, but
and let's not act like Doc Rivers' postseason career is stellar either.
Right.
They already suffering because of that. So I'm like all Indiana got to do is score, right? Because they got to score because again, Milwaukee's defense is not the most stellar, right? So if Indiana, and I don't like them, I don't want them to. Obviously, I don't want them to pass that round. But if all they do is what they usually do, which is confuse everybody on you know what I'm saying, on that other side of the ball, on that offensive side, I don't think Milwaukee gonna make it.
So
I agree.
When you say that, so the problem, I've been telling you guys this all year.
Yes.
Season. The problem with Milwaukee is that Giannis is not willing to take a step back and not be the main guy, because he's not the main guy. He's never been the main guy, but they just had no other options. So the reason why Dame doesn't look as effective and is not as effective as he could be is because Giannis is dominating the ball. The offense has to run through Dame. Giannis never learned how to play pick and roll basketball because he never learned how to play that. And so it's like, it's foreign to see him run the pick and roll. It's like a fish out of water because he wants to get the ball. He wants to dribble from one end to the other end, take his 2 steps from the key, dunk on people, or do the spin or whatever it is. And it's like, you don't need to play that way anymore. You have a bona fide bucket getter. Bona fide. So I don't understand why, and I think that's why they fired Adrian Griffin, because he was having those conversations and bringing up the topic where the offense needed to run through Dame, and Giannis didn't like that. So one of the things that you're going to see in this playoff series is if they don't have that, because Giannis, what he should have been doing is using his athleticism and his ability to be a better defender, a better help defender, and a racer.
I agree.
That's what he should have been doing instead of trying to be the 30-point scorer, which he's not. So it may work out in their favor because now they don't have that distraction, and guys will normally go to the positions that they and get the opportunities that they're going to get and understand, hey, I got a 30-point a night scorer here. Easy.
The only way the Bucks have a chance if Middleton goes in the time capsule and plays like he did 5 years ago.
Yeah.
You got Portis. They're too big.
They need G League.
They're too big.
Yeah.
The Bucks are still too big for Indiana, and it's really hard to beat a team. It's really hard to continue to beat the same team over and over. It's really hard. That's why I'm really curious about. I know you were talking about the East Coast. I'm curious to see what Denver is going to do against the Lakers because they've been beating the Lakers like they stole something for the last two seasons. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna finagle this again because they're meeting the Lakers again, and I'm never gonna bet against LeBron. Never gonna bet against LeBron.
I will.
All of those
Better
games
not
that
bet
they
with
played, all of those games that they played, all of those games that they played, the Lakers
Gotta be
lost.
Ronin.
The Lakers lost by like 5 points, 7 points, 3 points. It wasn't like they got blown.
So it's close games.
Really close. The games were really close.
Yeah, they were.
I'm curious to see if they're going to be able to do it again this season.
I don't trust AD to
That
have
team ain't
I
beating
don't
unless they get a whole bunch
AD.
of free throws.
Yeah, I don't trust AD to have 4 games like he played in the bubble against Denver. That's my only apprehension.
Denver has the best starting 5 in basketball.
And that's where it stops, though.
Point blank. It's okay, though. You know, you just let your bench come in and don't blow a lead. Don't, make the lead balloon. And then you bring back those. They have no answer for Joker.
So you have
what
no
you
answer
want to say, the politics, and this guy should have won MVP the last 3-4 years. There's no answer. Anthony Davis is no answer for him. He's proved that over and over again. Like Bishop just said, they've been waxing the Lakers probably since this guy came in the league. The Lakers have no answer for them. And don't get it twisted. Because he plays in obscurity even after winning a ring, they don't have no answer for Jamal Murray. And guess what, guys? Michael Porter gets better and better every damn year. You ain't got no answer for him either.
Well,
so you don't have an answer for 3 of the 5 starters.
Well,
how you gonna beat them? And the Lakers ain't no damn good defensive team to begin with.
Well, you do realize that Rui Hachimura has been playing like lights out. So I'm expecting him to be matching
playing
up
like Will Chamberlain.
Aaron Gordon.
No,
I'm expecting him to be matching up against Aaron Gordon. And what that does is
I forgot about him.
Aaron Gordon has to respect Rui Hachimura's ability to score, and if he ain't careful, like he will get embarrassed. So he's got to mind his business. So he's not going to be.
That's the key, Bishop. Gordon ain't got to do nothing but play defense, but he'll still get you 10, 12 points. The Lakers have no player like that. They have no Dave that can come in and say, all right, I'm going to do this on defense, and I'll get you 7 or 8 points. They don't have that. And don't get it twisted, guys. Denver, there's only 3 teams, I think, in the NBA that held their teams under 110 points. Guess who happens to be one of them? Other than our Knicks.
The Knicks.
Denver.
I think the Lakers got a wild card that a lot of people know about, but I think it's going to be well effective in this playoff, especially with LeBron being in his golden playoff games and stuff like that. I forgot his name. He wear black and white. Got a whistle all the time. It be killer.
Thank you.
I don't think hit with his assistance, it's going to be real hard, man. Because like it's I don't see because this is a non-COVID arena full televised situation. You know what I'm saying? On TV. And that guy, man, that player right there, boy, I'd say he been fucking Brunson all year. You know what I'm saying? So the way
the Lakers could have Donahue repping the game.
Listen,
the Lakers are still giving up 118 points a damn night.
Live says the ref messed around and got a triple double.
Yeah.
The Lakers have not played defense in like 4 years.
But it's hard to beat the same team over and over, though. It's hard.
This playoffs feel kind of nostalgic, right? You know, with Golden State getting up out of here and LeBron looking at his last games and stuff. Man, we're looking at a whole era leaving in these rounds.
I just want to say this ain't the bubble.
Right.
No,
thank you, Reg. Reg, say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
The West has been tough, dude. Yo, Phoenix finished 15 games over 500 and was almost in the play-in. The Lakers finished 11 games over 500 and it was still in the play-in. So,
but this is the thing, Bishop. These teams and the NBA have evolved. Some teams haven't, and the Lakers happen to be one of them. You can't give up a. You know what? I understand the NBA is an offensive-driven league. Let's score 135 points a night, blah, blah, blah. But in the playoffs, you can't do that. We understand that.
I.e. Indiana.
But see, the Lakers numbers don't change. They still give up 118 to 120 points a night. You ain't beating nobody in the top four, let alone Denver, in a 7-game series, giving up 120 points.
Because I hear it all the time. What is this obsession about the bubble? Because all the teams
played
had the same opportunity.
Yep.
And look, Jimmy Butler went to another tier in the minds of a lot of people off of playing in that bubble.
Yeah.
And if LeBron had lost that, you all would be talking about he lost, but you wouldn't be putting an asterisk next to it.
But I think this is the caveat, Dave. Because you had almost a 4-month break.
Right.
So if you went and played a normal season, especially during that time, does Anthony Davis survive a full season? LeBron was getting older. Right. A lot of these teams either never caught up or never really got better after that long break. Again, guys, this is how long we've been doing it, and we got Ronan on the line. We started all of this bubble shit, COVID shit, with us 3-4 guys right here.
Right.
We started this nonsense. NBA don't want to play. All these players standing up. No. COVID's killing people. And what I say, the check stopped May 15th. Everybody was like, I'll go to the bubble. I'll go to Nassau. I'll go to the Bahamas. I'm playing somewhere to get my check.
Tom, I get all that.
LeBron won that championship on an even playing field. Everybody had fun.
Hey, I agree with that. Because of that.
What?
Somebody is not a LeBron fan. Let me just say, you know what I'm saying?
He wasn't even the best player on the team when he won that damn title. It should have went the MVP should have went to Anthony Davis, and they didn't give it to him.
How did they get there?
Just like
how did they get there?
Come on, man. Just like Don said earlier, man. They always talking about this team. This dude was getting locked up by Jose Alvarado the other night. He shot 6 for 20. But it's him. It's LeBron. This is the same team that the Celtics, they beat the Celtics without LeBron, without AD. And then it's the free throw discrepancy. They got to the line more than any other team the second closest team with free throws is the Knicks with 392. They shot over 1,000 free throws. That's insane.
Are they not getting fouled?
Talking about 20.
Oh, come on, Bishop.
Not like Rick Brunson getting fouled.
Are they not getting fouled? So are they not getting fouled?
Not like
they got to the line almost 800 more times than the New York Knicks. That's insane. That's insane. Just tell me that they can't win unless they're getting the free throw advantage. They can't win.
I love the way Ronan stays quiet all night. Just comes out like a gang.
Let me ask this question though. 2020. I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about 2020. And regardless of whether or not Anthony Davis should have won the MVP, and he was
which he should.
And I'm not going to take anything away from that. But let's say had he won the MVP, and let's not make it about LeBron. Then would people say, well, it was the bubble? They're only saying it's the bubble
they would have, Dave.
It was LeBron. No, they used that as an opportunity to LeBron.
No way. No.
No, because you know what?
But that's the problem. It's always about him. It's always LeBron. LeBron. If it ain't him, it's Rich Paul. If it ain't Rich Paul talking about this dude, it's Nick Wright. If it ain't Nick Wright, it's Shannon Sharp trying to fight the Grizzlies or whoever else. It's always him.
Yeah.
He needs to go. He can join Tom Brady on the golf course, and they can ride off into the sunset, and they can take Aaron Rodgers' ass with them as well. Just go away.
Oh,
Damn,
don't talk about Aaron Rodgers on this show.
Damn, dude.
So
He can go too. Him, Aaron Rodgers, they can all go and ride off into the sunset. They got other players in this league that don't get no shine because it's this guy.
It's
Take
not like
LeBron, his balding, his that hair helmet he's got on, and get his ass up out of here.
Take Tiger with him.
Bro, wait a minute. Time out.
Yes,
Time
Tiger
out.
too. He can go too.
Hold on. Time out.
My man Ronan going in.
Go ahead, going
Ronan.
in. Now, I'm not even mad at him going in. I get it. I understand it. But you got to understand, Ronan. This guy has obviously been the face of the league for damn near 2 decades. Come on.
Okay.
It is what it is. It is what it is, man. It is what it is.
He's the face of the league, right?
You can't get mad at that.
No, he's the so-called face of the league, but yet on his watch, you had all these dudes who won titles on his watch. Steph Curry's more influential than this dude is. All these little kids out here shooting threes. Ain't no one out here trying to shoot up that janky jump shot that LeBron James is putting up there. They all trying to shoot threes like Steph Curry. He won 4 titles.
How many?
4, just as many as this dude.
How many MVPs does Steph Curry have in the finals?
Oh God, please! If he's this guy, all these dudes have won on his watch. Giannis won on his watch. Steph Curry beat his ass.
You saying that he won, alluding to the fact that Steph Curry led their team to victory. So how many MVPs of the finals does Steph Curry have in those championships?
1.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
1.
So to say
I didn't say he was a better. I didn't say he's a better player than him. I'm saying that this guy, he's the face of the league. You ask me who's more influential, I have to say Steph Curry is.
No, he's not.
Then on top of that, then on top of that, this guy's on a podcast with JJ Redick trying to rewrite history, saying that he didn't have enough players when they played the Dallas Mavericks. Are you kidding me?
But
come on, man. This is ridiculous.
Can I ask you a question though? You talking about the same Dallas Maverick team that swept Kobe?
Yes.
Yeah, the same Lakers team that swept the Spurs that beat LeBron's ass in 2007. They swept that ass in 2008. So I'm not trying to hear it.
You talking about the Spurs team that wasn't supposed to be there because Phoenix was there, and the only other player LeBron had was Mo Williams, who was the All-Star 1 year when he played with LeBron.
I think won 66 games. What that year? What?
22 years old.
No, he's not. He's not talking about that year. He's not talking about that year.
You talking about the year that LeBron was the defending champion?
Oh, so you mean the year that LeBron James in 2007 when they went to the finals, he shot 38% in the finals and they got swept?
Yeah, it was.
Oh yeah, all right, that guy. Or the LeBron James when he won 66 games and got beat by the Orlando Magic, and then he sat up there with JJ Redick, and JJ Redick sat there and lied, saying, "Oh, it was Jameer Nelson who didn't even play in that series when they lost to the Orlando Magic."
That Cleveland Cavalier team, when they lost to the Spurs, would have lost to the.
They won 66 games
to the 4 best teams in the West. That Cavalier team would have lost in 5 to the top 4. They would have got swept by Phoenix. They got swept by the Spurs. I forget who the other 2 teams were. They would have beat them too. There was no way to win.
I'm going to get off because I raised the question, and I think that the past 2 minutes has answered the question for me.
You triggered something.
When we talk about the bubble, it seems like it's only problematic because LeBron and the Lakers won.
Yes.
And we spent the past 2 minutes now going through a history of LeBron failures and what's wrong with LeBron and what's the problem with LeBron. So it circles back to my point is that the bubble became the bubble with the asterisk because LeBron James.
I would say that. I would say that, Dave.
Go ahead.
Let me
I would say that, Dave.
Hold on. Let him finish. Let him finish.
I just want to finish because when I asked the question about what was it about the bubble, it became about everything that was wrong with LeBron James.
No, it wasn't.
No, it did. We just spent 2 minutes talking about LeBron James.
I'm inclined to agree with what Dom is talking about. We're talking about that break. We're talking about that whole season.
It went a little left when Ronan went deep in on LeBron. But don't forget, Dave, this happened before they actually started playing in the bubble. It was controversy from the get-go. And remember, Dave, every team didn't go to the bubble.
Right.
Remember, it wasn't a whole 32 teams that went to the bubble, and we're going to finish the season off.
That's not my point. My point is this. I stand by it that it became an asterisk worthy, and it became not really a championship when LeBron won. But
in my opinion, anybody who would have won that season would have had an asterisk. It didn't have nothing to do with LeBron James. That's my opinion.
I kind of agree with that. I can't, even though you correct about what happened here about how LeBron got blamed, got the asterisk put because of his outtake. I still believe, what I'm saying, and the only reason why I mentioned COVID was because it had the asterisk of not being a real season. You understand what I'm saying? Like not because of none of the antics that went on in it. Like it was just a shortened season. It was a season with no fans. They was playing in empty gyms, and there's a whole different kind of pressure. I forgot one of our players, somebody had did the best they ever did in their life, and some of those players had playing against 3 people in the stand. You feel me? So
they all had the same thing. It's not like there was home court advantage. It's not like they all were under the same condition. They were all living in the same place. So you take the best and you put them out there and you have them compete on an even court with the same conditions, and they came out on top.
But Dave, it was so out of the ordinary because again, like you're saying, everybody's playing on level ground. But we've never seen nothing like this because we're gonna go play from this week we're playing the 2 games in Denver. We're gonna get a break. We're gonna go play 2 games in LA. The whole system just went a little haywire during that time. And again, guys, remember, we never get to this point if the greed of the NBA didn't rear its ugly head. The season was over. We ain't playing no more ball. They thought about money, revenue, all this other extra shit. That's how they got to Orlando, guys. Don't forget, we had these conversations during this time.
And I'll bring up something else. Even though my team won that year against the Knicks, the strike shortened season with the Spurs and the Knicks. I don't even count that, and I love the Spurs during that time. I don't count that as a championship for them either.
Right.
I do.
I'm gonna bring that up. I'm gonna bring that up.
Don't get me wrong, but
it counts, but
I don't mind that because we lost.
You guys remember, we're sitting here talking about COVID, no basketball. We're not going to play basketball no more. All of a sudden, everybody got their heads together and said, we're going to lose a lot of damn money come May 15. The players are going to lose money. The NBA is going to lose money. We're going to lose all the revenue from 1, 2, 3 championship, 4 damn rounds of basketball. We're going to lose a bundle of money. That's how Orlando came into play. It would have been better, Dave. I'm not debating what you're saying, Dave. It just would have been better because we wouldn't have these conversations, guys, if the NBA would have stood on their laurels. If the NBA had one damn chance, would have rested on their laurels and never played another game. But they didn't. They did the Wu-Tang. Cash rules everything around me. That's what drove us to the bubble.
Right.
Remember, guys, it was us 3. I think.
Yeah,
we don't know if Reggie was with us back then.
Right.
I was there.
He was there.
I was there.
We all talked about this shit. And all of a sudden, come May 15th, guys, what's COVID? Everybody became Governor DeSantis. No matter how much you want to bitch about the governor of Florida, the NBA was Governor DeSantis before Governor DeSantis. Think about that shit. And they ended up playing where? In Florida.
So when people talk about the bubble, when they talk about the bubble, the fact that none of these teams that did participate in the bubble, because the teams that were not going anywhere, they didn't even invite them, stay home, work out, get yourself right. The teams that did go there, you still had to play basketball and you still had to win games. You just didn't have the traveling component, but you still had the same NBA level talent.
Right.
So when people want to say, oh, the bubble championship and this and that, well, they didn't travel, this and that. What do I care whether or not they travel from one city to the next city to play basketball? The only thing I care about is the fact that they were playing basketball.
If they did that shit right now, Bishop, you would lose your damn mind.
What?
No, but
You would lose your damn mind right now if they said, we're going to go to Orlando and we're going to play every playoff round in Orlando. You would lose your damn mind.
It was during
just like I would.
It was during COVID.
That's the point I'm trying to make, Bishop. I'm not debating. I'm not debating the ring. I'm not
to try to diminish the ring.
They never were going there, Bishop.
Correct.
That's what I'm getting at.
Correct.
They were never going there. But because money ruled, and that's what people started thinking. We're not even. Remember, guys, we were talking about people dying.
Yeah,
but we're gonna go play basketball.
But the point the point is they did. They played
exactly, and that's where I lose. That's where I end my conversation. Yeah. They did it. It happened. It's over.
So we can.
And then people tried to make it less than because LeBron won.
I don't think so.
If Phoenix would have won that championship, they would have been like, hey, because Phoenix was playing pretty good. If Phoenix would have won that championship,
they were talking about it before the championship was even played, guys. You know, they were like, oh, this don't seem right. Matter of fact, the year after that, guys, when the Knicks lost to Atlanta in 5 games, we were still going through this. Arenas half empty. Oh, my God. Teams, you know, remember the Knicks were one of them. The Knicks played great ball when there was nobody in the arena.
Right.
And all of a sudden, we start going back to fans, and the Knicks can't get out their way. There was too many other variables involved with all of this COVID shit for 2 years. That's my only stand. I have no problem against who won the ring. I have no problem with even the next year, Atlanta waxing the Knicks, because this is what the NBA did. They're not going to lose a penny because of COVID, fucking polio, World War VI. They're going to be the only ones dancing to their own beat because they're all about the Benjamins, guys. And God bless them. That's their job. But I think that's what, at least for me, that threw people for a loop.
And I just
like, this shit just don't even look right.
Dom, they're all about the Benjamins when we're in a normal season.
Exactly, but they went again, Dave. We're talking about people dying. You remember Ronan giving a story about his grandfather and the little kids and the people drinking shit out of toilet bowls and people going to the beach. People still dying. But the NBA said, all right. Remember, the NBA started this no playing shit with Rudy Gobert. It was the NBA that shut sports down.
Yeah. Well,
and
they wanted the cake out.
That said, hey,
they wanted the cake out. They wanted the cake out. That's it. Period.
But the thing is, like I get all of that, and I agree with you. But at the end of the day, 2 teams laced these sneakers up, got on the court.
That's where I stop, Craig. I understand.
Yeah, but
I stop right there.
So my point is, all of that stuff has nothing to do with the actual competition. So there's no asterisks. I get everything that you're saying from a social standpoint and a social responsibility, but at the end of the day, they make it seem like every team traveled except the Lakers, and that's why they won, and that's not the case.
No, there's no asterisk. No matter what fans do and bitch about, there's still no asterisk behind it.
Right. Everybody went there, and they competed, and I don't care.
Not everybody.
I don't care if I'm talking about everybody that need to go. There were teams that had no business playing basketball anyway. But I'm saying the teams that went there went, and the whole, there's no fans, or there is. That's not a disadvantage to either team. Again, it's an equal playing field, and they won. If you want to put an asterisk in their finals, there's plenty of other ones that we can put them on for various reasons.
But they
as opposed to an equal playing field, especially in terms of talent. Like, we could put an asterisk by Curry's because LeBron didn't have his supporting cast. We could put an asterisk by Kawhi's in Toronto because of what happened with Golden State. Like, there's way more finals that we could put asterisks by than the bubble, in my opinion.
And again,
wait, how you gonna put an asterisk because what? Because Juice was injured. That's an asterisk.
I'm saying if we wanted to say this team played this team and one wasn't at full strength, that's more of an asterisk than two teams on equal competition.
But that's part of the game. Injuries is a part of the game. So that should be used for the Detroit Pistons when they won their first title when they played the Lakers. The Lakers ain't have Magic and they ain't have Worthy and they have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when they won their first title.
And what I'm saying is that could be an easily conceivable excuse as to why someone didn't win. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying put an asterisk. I'm saying I could see somebody doing it as opposed to two teams at full strength to battling out and one loss. Fans or no fans, COVID or no COVID. That's all I'm saying. That's what
if you're using that, then Miami wasn't at full strength because they didn't have their full team. They had no Tyler Hero and they had no Bam Adebayo. They wasn't at full strength.
Then put the asterisk because of that then. But once you do that, be consistent with that narrative and put the asterisk by everybody else's.
Who came up with all of this? We talked about this 20 minutes ago. Who came up with all of this? The media. The media created this. Whoever said, I could pull it up now. Go to that championship. Is there an asterisk? No. Somebody brought it up in the media. It ran like a firecracker, like every damn thing else they create. Whoever said there was an asterisk? We keep talking about this asterisk that don't exist because the media created this, and now everybody wants to sit back and say there should be an asterisk because of
it was probably Jason Whitlock.
Once we got to Orlando, the gloves came off. Once we got to Orlando and the NBA Players Association, the commissioner and the owners, when they got there and they put their heads together and said, we're going to Orlando, that's where I put my hands up. I'm like, that's what they agreed with.
Yeah,
Who am I?
Dom, there's no asterisk, but I think besides the media, when they start talking about LeBron and his championships, then some people say, yeah, but we're not going to count the one in the bubble.
It counts, Dave.
A lot of them do.
It counts.
To me, let me not.
It counts.
Yeah.
So it still counts, no matter what we think.
Is this unhinged?
No matter how many times Shannon Sharps goes to bed and hugs his LeBron blankie, it still counts.
Oh no!
Oh Lord!
No Diddy.
No Diddy. Exactly.
You know what?
He's the one that said it, not me.
You know the craziest thing about how people feel about LeBron, and one of the most unbelievable stats that I know in all of sports is the fact that this man is fourth in assists and scored more points than anybody, which is unbelievable from an offensive standpoint. He's done everything that he could to live up to the hype, and people just simply don't like his greatness. Whether you think he's the first, second, or third best player, like just put this in perspective. He's number 4 in assists in the history of the NBA, and he scored more points than anybody, not being considered a scorer. That's absolutely insane.
Well,
I'm on that. I think. Sorry about that, guys.
But he should have played for 21 years.
It's not a longevity award.
You know what?
So what?
Honestly, good, Mister.
Real quick. As great as Jordan was, I hated his guts. You understand what I'm saying? Like I didn't give him credit for anything. All right, it's only after watching LeBron that I realized that I actually was able to watch greatness unabetted by my hatred. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So the vitriol you see LeBron getting is just from fandom. Right. It's natural. I think it's natural fandom. Some people gonna have actual basketball knowledge about what he did and appreciate it, and others are gonna look right at that shit and be like, "Oh, I hate that guy." You know what I'm saying?
They've done it forever, live.
Yeah.
They've done it forever.
I know. I felt that way about Larry Bird.
Personally, I think that a lot of this comes from the fact that it's a personal thing with people that and no disrespect, Ronan, but it's a personal thing. You don't like him for whatever particular reason. Maybe because he didn't choose your teme, your hometown team, your favorite team.
Whoa!
Let me finish. Let
me give my rebuttal.
Let me finish, brother. I'm just saying.
I'm bringing grade A Cobra Venom. Go ahead, Art.
I know you are.
The smoking stove, yo.
I'm sure. That's okay. I get it. But again, like I said, because of that or because the whole king title, whatever it is, you took it personal. You know what I'm saying? People like you took it personal, and you have nothing but hatred for this guy. You know what I'm saying? This guy for 21 years has been just a hell of a ball player. I'm just going to say that. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can take away his accomplishments. Okay, yeah, he was 5-8 in the finals. Okay, granted. So what? Jerry West was the logo is 1-7 in the finals. The logo. You understand? So I get it. I just think that. What's that?
Don't forget, when you talk about guys like that, this is where I go old and I put my old hat on. When you talk about a Jerry West and an Oscar Robertson, remember they had to play 4 years of college. So they gave up possibly 4 years of 1,200, 2,000 points per year. You know, there's always going to be debates of this and that. But these guys sacrificed 4 years of their life in college because there was none of this coming out of high school, blah, blah, blah. Because if you notice, the two guys with the most points in NBA history both did over 20 years. Who else did that? Played over 20 years in the NBA.
Right.
I'll wait.
And LeBron didn't go to college.
But Jerry West only played 14 years. Think about that. He scored 24,000 points in 14 years.
If you take LeBron over 14 years, he still is like top 10 in assists and top 5 in scoring.
We'd have to look it up. Yeah, it might be. Yeah.
And you also gotta understand when you had that college component, because I've heard it a lot. You had Jerry West coming in at 22, understanding the game far better than an 18-year-old. And a lot
but he also gave up 4 years, right?
A lot of people. Well, he didn't give up 4 years.
He also played against the Celtics.
He got better at basketball and was more prepared to play against grown men. That's another dynamic. That's another dynamic that a lot of people don't talk about.
Right. He didn't
when they
have
talk
the
about
opportunity.
these kids coming in.
He did not have the opportunity to come in at 19, 18.
All I'm saying is at 22 years old, you're more mature than you are at 18. So being able
to come gave up 4 years.
But
gave up 4 years.
Hold on a second. But coming in at 18, you're less prepared to battle grown men as you are at 22. And the thing that I'm most upset about is this joker had the nerve to reference hometown team when he done left every hometown team he got. I don't know how y'all let that slide by. Yeah, you with the Braves hat. He knows what I'm talking to.
Yeah, he's talking about you.
Over there trying to figure it out. You have no right to reference hometown team.
I just did. So what?
Man. This is rough.
You know, R came on here this morning, earlier. He's not even a Bills fan no more.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he said it. I was here for that.
What the hell is going on?
Bro, they traded my dude. I'm like, yo, come on. I'm not even trying.
Who they traded?
Forget it.
Stephon Diggs.
Nothing else, Reg. I'm done with him. And I defended R. I've always defended his ass. He comes on. It's me.
He has no loyalty. None.
Okay.
No loyalty.
I tell you this. I tell you this. Next week, I'm not gonna have. I'll have a different hat on. Okay.
Yeah, don't wear
that. So basically, Dave. So basically, what he's saying is, who's your daddy?
No. Basically, what he's saying, he's going to be consistent and switch teams like he switches hats. That's all he's saying.
Who the hell is this guy? Who the hell is this guy? Who is this guy?
He comes on,
Bishop, say something. Bishop, say something.
He's a flip-flopper.
Yeah. Believe that, Bishop. He comes on and says he's a Kansas City Chiefs fan. Y'all will never see me again. I'm done with him. I'd be done with his ass.
No, say it's not so.
Yeah, he might wear the hat next week now.
Exactly. Yeah. Let me see.
Wait a minute.
I can't believe you have the Patrick Mahomes to come over here.
Wait a minute. I want to hear this smoke from my boy, Mr. Ronan.
All right, man. First of all, man, I've never said, I've said this before you are, I've said on here, I never said this dude wasn't a great player. I've never said that before.
Okay.
I never said he wasn't a great player. I've never said that.
Okay.
My issue is that they want to change. He's on podcasts with JJ Redick, who's an ass kisser, trying to change the narrative. They're trying to change the narrative. They're trying to say that the Boston, the big three were created to stop LeBron. That is a lie. That's a lie. That's not true. They're creating these narratives. I never said he wasn't a great player. I never said that. He's a top five. Let me finish, Bishop. Let me finish.
Hold on.
Let me finish. Yeah, he's got all these points. He got all stuff like that. Emmitt Smith is the all-time leading rusher in NFL history. Is he a top 3 running back? I can name 4 running backs that are better than Emmitt Smith. 4.
Okay.
Jim Brown, Walter Payton, Barry Sanders, and the late O.J. Simpson. So it doesn't. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. The thing is that they're changing the narrative. He's going to sit here and go on a podcast, which I watched it and listened to it. And you're trying to tell me that you had Dwayne Wade, who's a top 5 player in the league. You had Chris Bosh, who was a top 10, top 15 player. And you're trying to tell me that that wasn't enough to beat Dallas, and yet you got checked by Jason Terry and freaking you didn't bring that up. You got checked by 2 dudes. One dude 6'2", the other one is 6 feet tall. I'm not trying to hear it. And just the constant ass kissing. Name me a player in NBA history where their agent is going on shows talking about, well, my guy's the greatest. No one's done that. David Falk didn't do that for Michael Jordan. Pelinka didn't do that for Kobe. Magic, none of these dudes did that shit. And it's just, it's the same thing what they did with Brady, and they just throw it down your throat. It's enough. It's enough. You ain't giving no shine to these other players. You ain't giving no shine to Shea SGA. You ain't giving no shine to Anthony Edwards. You ain't giving no shine to Joker, who's the best player in the league, or Luka, or some of these other players, or Tatum, or any other player. It's him, the Lakers, and the Golden State Warriors. They're always talking about these 2 teams, and they suck. Golden State is gone. It's over. It's over. And the Lakers, it's going to be over for them when the Denver Nuggets bounce them out the playoffs again.
So
it's over.
You preface this by saying you're not saying he's not a great player and so forth and so on. Art mentioned earlier he's been the face of the league for the last 21 years.
That's a fact.
For the last 21 years, he's been the face of the league. He came out of high school and lived up to
he's the face of the league. So when did he become the best player in the league? When did he become the best player in the league?
LeBron was the best player in the league for about 10 to 12 years. He was the best.
Name me what year was he the best player in the league that he became the absolute best player in the league?
When he was taking Cleveland, who had nobody on it and was coming out of the East.
Oh hell no! Well, you talk so in the late 2000s, he was the best player in the league. Oh come on! You trying to tell me that he was better than Kobe at that time? There is no way in hell he was better than Kobe Bryant at that time. No way in hell.
When you say
so, this is the guy. So this is the guy. He's the best player in the league, right? So it's right there in the documentary. He's the best player in the league when they did the Redeem team. But yet, who they go to get to put them over the top? Wasn't LeBron? It was Kobe.
Well,
so he wasn't the best player in the league.
2 different types of players. So you got one player who's more complete all around, and you got one player who's depth scorer. He's adept at scoring. So when you wanted
he's also the guy.
When you wanted a basket, when you needed a basket that you absolutely had to have, you got a guy like Kobe on your team who's not going to be denied by anybody. He's going to go get that basket for you. You got a team
and even
you're trying to get guys involved and you're trying to lift other players because you keep mentioning he's never lifted anybody up and it's always about him and it's always about him. How many guys on that Cleveland team got long-term contracts and got paid by playing with LeBron, who could have been the most selfish superstar? He could have been selfish, but he allowed others to eat and others to shine. But you keep saying he's not allowing anybody else to get any shine. When he played with Boobie Gibson, when he played with Mo Williams, when he played with J.R. Smith, when he played with
who saved his ass in Game 6 against Detroit. Saved his ass against Game 7 in Detroit. Also, no one brings that up though.
Steve Kerr saved Jordan.
All of these dudes that ate and got long-term contracts, Tristan Thompson, all of these dudes that ate and got long-term contracts, but you keep saying it's all about him and everything is about him and this and that. It's like, dude, you do realize, like, for someone coming out of high school, not college, he was touted out of high school, came into the NBA and lived up to every bit and more of the hype that he had coming out of high school to the point that he has scored the most points ever in the NBA. Now you could say he played 21 years. He still had to score points. He still had to score. He still had to win games. He's going to finish. He's going to finish in the top 3 to 5 in every statistical category that means something when he retires. So again, I'm not understanding what your hatred and your frustration with LeBron getting some shine. This dude has been nothing but immaculate and exceptional on the court and off the court.
That's my biggest thing too.
It's the same reason that everything you're saying, Bishop, is the same thing you were saying earlier about Caitlin Clark. It's the same thing.
But he's lived up to that. Who's Caitlin Clark? Who's Caitlin Clark? Who's she? Who's she?
But it's the same thing. The same argument you're making up right now is not that different than the same thing that you said about Caitlin Clark. So they're giving shine. South Carolina won the championship, but they're talking about Caitlin Clark. Denver won the championship last year, but who they're talking about? They're talking about the Lakers.
They talked about Denver.
The Lakers. What are the Lakers going to do? But Denver won the title.
After they knocked the Lakers off, they stopped talking about the Lakers and they started talking about Denver.
No, they were talking about what the Lakers are going to do in the what they're going to do in the offseason. That's what they were talking about. They weren't even talking about that.
That's what you heard.
My problem with LeBron James is that it's not him. It's that they put this thing like they're constantly pushing him out there. Look, they're pushing him out here and trying to make it seem like he's like Mike. He ain't like Mike, and he never will be like Mike. So the logo on that Lakers jersey is that's Air Jordan's jersey. That's his logo. So again, he did a remake of Space Jam, which is ridiculous. He wears 23 just like Mike. So everything he's doing, he's biting off of that. He switched numbers, though. He's doing
your problem is with. It sounds like the problem is the media, not so much with him, as you just said. It's not him. It's what this narrative is, if I'm not mistaken.
This is a narrative. It's all of it, man. This is the same dude. So it's not his fault. When the Lakers win, he gets whatever it was. They win, he gets the credit. They lose, the team ain't good enough. You can't have it both ways. It can't be both ways. But I don't have a problem with LeBron James. His first stint in Cleveland, I had no problems with this dude. I had no problems when he was in Miami either. But this whole thing started to spiral out of control once he went back to Cleveland, and then himself saying, "Oh, that one right there made me the greatest." You ain't give no shine to Kyrie Irving, who bust Steph Curry's ass in that series. When no one talks about that shit. Who was out in that series? He also averaged 27 points. He outplayed Steph Curry in that series.
Who did the heavy lifting?
When they came back?
Who did the heavy lifting?
Who hit the game winning shot? Who hit the game winning shot? What? Because he got that block, that shot on Iguodala. Like that's the greatest defensive play in NBA history.
Would Kyrie Irving have had an opportunity to take that shot and hit that shot if LeBron hadn't done the heavy lifting?
No. Steve Curry.
So let me get this straight. So Kyrie Irving scoring 27 points, one of the most unguardable players in the league right now. So, come on. See, it's him. It's always him. They don't give the shine to the other players there.
I'll give you one example, and then I'm going to stop because I see that you wound up. So when Kyrie Irving,
he's the best player, but Kyrie Durant bust his ass in both of those series when he got there.
When Kyrie Irving was in Cleveland by himself, he's the most unguardable player. He's the most unstoppable player. He's not. When Kyrie Irving was there by himself, where was Cleveland?
In the lottery.
Nowhere.
Oh, come on. Now, come on. That team was not the same team. When that team he had was not the same team. They, of course, what they do, they went and traded for Kevin Love.
When LeBron came back.
Did they not bring Kevin Love? They brought Kevin Love in there. They brought in the sixth man of the year in J.R. Smith. They brought in Shumpert. They brought in all these dudes. That is not the same Cleveland team.
So
Shumpert was on that team when Kyrie caught. Come on. You know that. He was on the Knicks at the time.
So now you're giving props to Shumpert and J.R. Smith and God. These are the guys you're giving props to. These are the guys.
So Kyrie Irving's not a top flight player in the league?
When
he got Kevin Love wasn't a top flight. He wasn't a double machine, an all-star player. I mean, come on.
They were losing.
Come on now. Come on.
Ronnie, let me just ask you this: does Kyrie take that same team with Boobie Gibson and all that? Would he take them to the championship?
Hell no.
No.
Not no. Hell no.
Let me ask you a question though. Where did Michael Jordan go when he went to play baseball? How'd the Bulls do?
They sucked.
No, they didn't. They won 2 less games.
They suck. Did they win the championship?
No,
Championship doesn't
but
mean
they
you
still were
suck.
competitive.
Championship doesn't mean you suck. They lost 2 less games and went to the playoffs, and because of a missed layup, almost missed going to the finals. So when we talk about basketball players, we can talk about as an individual contributor, Michael Jordan is a monster, or we can talk about making a team
There
better
ain't
like
no
LeBron
comparison
did, like
between
LeBron
MJ
did
and
when he went to.
there ain't no comparison.
There's a major.
You talking about a dude who won 3 championships in a row, retired due to the fact, even that, you talking about a dude, Michael Jordan, who's probably at that time probably the second most famous person on the planet behind Michael Jackson, led the Bulls to a three-peat, retired, went play baseball, came back again, reclaimed his spot as the best player in the league, retired in the height his prime of his career. They won 3 more titles. No one's doing that. Nobody. Not LeBron.
Did you have a problem with him getting to shine like that? Because
No.
it was all about Jordan in the 80s. Did you have a problem with him getting that
shot? I was a Knicks fan. I was sitting here watching this dude destroy not only the Knicks, but every other team in the damn league.
Did you have a problem
with
Jordan getting that shine? Did you have a problem? So you saying LeBron didn't earn it?
Did you have a problem with the refs, the way he refed Michael Jordan?
Because it's worse.
Oh, you comparing what the two? What Michael Jordan and LeBron James? Oh, come on now, please.
You couldn't touch Michael Jordan.
Please. So you mean I don't remember Michael Jordan or Bird or Magic Johnson rolling around on the floor having a tantrum because they didn't get a foul call against the Boston Celtics. What was that? 2 years ago?
That's because they got the call.
Going having a conniption or going on crazy because he didn't get a foul call. I mean, come on.
That's because they got the call. That's because they got the call.
And they wasn't, and people were not kissing Michael Jordan's ass like the way they kiss LeBron James' ass. There ain't no way in hell. ESPN is basically the LeBron James media arm of LeBron James.
Remember Lamar?
Hell yes. Let's see. Amar Rashad. You got one dude compared. Let's see. You got Shannon Sharp. You got Kendrick Perkins, Mumble Mouth. You got that dude. You got Nick Wright. You got all these other ones running around kissing this dude's ass. You got Rich Paul going on different shows. You got JJ Redick. You got all these different dudes. LeBron this, LeBron that, LeBron this, LeBron that. This dude's rewriting history. We didn't have enough players for this one. This, and that. I don't remember doing that shit for Jordan. I don't remember doing that shit for Magic Johnson. I don't remember doing that shit for none of these other players. But this guy.
Let me just say
this guy.
Please, let me just get this in there. We're talking about a different era of media.
Yes.
How many channels of ESPN did they have back when Jordan was playing and all the how many they didn't have the online, they didn't have podcasts. So you're going to have all these talking heads that you didn't have back then. You put Jordan in today's era, and how much they would be talking about him on everywhere you turn. So I don't think it's fair to blame or to make it a criticism of LeBron that he's being talked about so much because there's so many more people talking. No, 30 years ago, when Jordan was in heyday, there was never even a concept of what we're doing tonight.
Yo, it's still cats out here wearing Model Breezes of the Bulls. It's like the red, black, and like what? I mean, Nike is surviving off of Jordan's name alone. Nobody wears any other Nikes but those damn Airs. Yes, he was the. I think you just said it, and you denied it in the second. He was as large as Michael Jackson, all over the world. He was the most favored. If you blew on that dude on the court, you was getting a foul.
But that being said, live, I know R wants to go. That being said, he opened the door for all the scoring that's happening now when they came up with the Jordan rule. Remember, we're all old enough to remember when a guy went to the basket, it was almost a suicide watch. Or they was getting ready to put you up on murder charges. But because of Jordan and the Jordan rules and the hand checking and the bodying left this game open for people to score the way they're scoring today.
But he forgot about that part, Dom. He forgot about that part.
No, I'm just saying without doing the Jordan, LeBron, and all of that era. Because you know what Bishop brings up when he had Boobie Gibson and all that. Again, we're all old enough to remember at that time 90% of the teams in the Eastern Conference sucked. They were not the Eastern Conference. They were 6 years prior to that when you had Detroit, Indiana, the Knicks, Miami. You know, you had some heavyweights. And they were all sucking at that time, guys. Remember? The Knicks were going south for the second time. There was no Orlando Magic. They had a couple of good players, but they couldn't get out their own way. You had two teams in the Eastern Conference, Cleveland and Orlando. And Orlando had Shaq, who we know if you foul him, you're going to win the game because he can't shoot a damn foul shot, let alone speak English. But back then, it was a different – in Jordan's era, the Eastern Conference was the beast. Remember? They were the beast. The West was weak. Then it flip-flopped, then it flip-flopped again. So there's always going to be those different eras. But again, thanks to Jordan and him getting his ass beat, amongst others, they came up with the Jordan rules. Now we can't hand check. We can't take a guy and push him in a direction no more. It's all about scoring. And again, NBA, money, we need more points. We need this. We need that. And here we are. Did it make the game better, guys? That's debatable. It's debatable. I won't say yes. I won't say no, but it's debatable. But everybody wanted scoring, and here we are, man. You know, again, like I said it earlier, the Lakers are giving up 118, 120 points a night. You would have never seen that shit 15 years ago.
Nah. Guys, let me close this out. It's been a true pleasure. Dominic, Dave, Ronan, Bishop, Reggie, Mr. Live, also Shah. Thanks for joining us tonight. People in the chat room, thanks for your support. Listen, we'll probably see you next week, more than likely. You know what I'm saying? So thanks a lot. Love you guys. Have a great weekend.
Peace, brothers.
Peace.
See y'all later.
All right.